on your computer.
Now I understand, after all these years, why Alex does not let people on his computer.
Yeah, so I tried to change it to a cute picture of a kawaii desu rice ball, and it didn't work.
It is a pretty adorable rice ball. I'll give you that much. Hey guys, I'm Alex and Neil. We're live with some bonus content. With me I have Scott, Tony, and Option, and our guest Allie
Hello.
joining us.
Hello.
So this is the part of the show, Allie, where we just talk about life.
Okay.
Everything that happens in life. How are you doing? How's life treating you?
I'm doing well. I'm in the middle of exams right now.
Yeah.
So, lots of studying, which I don't know. I feel like I'm getting too old for. I'm in my last year of university, so
Okay.
I'm kind of over it all by now, but studying a lot. The weather's getting nicer here, which is nice. I live in Canada, so it's finally getting a little bit warm.
So it's finally 50 degrees.
Yeah, what's 50 degrees? I do everything in Celsius, so 50 Fahrenheit is like, I don't know.
Oh God, that's
50
true.
to me is very warm. Very, very warm.
Oh yeah, I bet that's probably. I don't know. I wore shorts for the first time in what feels like ever today.
Sure. Yeah, our weather is like shorts weather too, sort of. Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Yeah. It was sunny. It was nice. I drove with my windows down. I
did that today too. It was great.
Yeah. Well, the air conditioning in my car is broken, so.
So it's kind of a
So
necessity.
yeah.
So I can't breathe if I don't drive with the windows down.
Right.
That's I don't have a concept for weather in Canada. Which are you on the eastern or the western part of
Yeah,
Canada?
I'm in Toronto, so it's like southeast. Like probably if you know anything about Canada, you probably know Toronto. It's like one of the major cities. So it gets really, really cold in the winter and then pretty hot in the summer. It's not like, I don't know, like the West Coast, BC or whatever. It's like pretty temperate and mild. But here we have a lot of, it's kind of like Chicago weather, pretty similar to that.
Okay. Just windy all the time, gusting
Yeah,
through.
yeah. So really, really cold winters and then kind of hot in the summer.
Have you ever been to the America? I imagine.
Yes. So I
Okay.
have relatives in New York and Chicago. I've been to Florida, Disney World.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to San Francisco very soon.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Very jealous. Although I might be able to pull some magic tricks to get to that kind of funny live event. We'll see what happens.
That would be very cool. And then, yeah.
And then we can hang out and.
Exactly, in real life.
Aren't those tickets sold out though?
I might have bought one just in case to,
I got you.
buffer myself.
Yeah, that's smart.
We'll see what happens. If I can sleep on someone's floor, then I can make it. But
you sleep on the floor.
I know it's.
He can sleep on the floor if he has like 7 other things to augment his sleep.
If I have like a fan blowing in my face and on my legs.
Harry Potter playing in the background.
Harry Potter audiobooks. Jim Dale serenading me. All right, that sounds good. So you last year of university, we call it college here in America.
Right. Yeah. Here,
Excuse me.
college is like a technical school. So like it wouldn't be. College is like 2 years or something, and then you study, I don't know, like art or like some kind of technical aspect, whereas university is like, yeah, your college, like a 4-year kind of academic degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
See, the funny part about that is we call the technical schools.
yeah, we just call them technical schools.
Right.
And then, well, funnily enough, all the other people present going to college here are going to a 2-year school, so we call it college. So maybe
Okay, it's still like college. Okay.
we call it community college, though. It's
Sure.
so we can feel closer to one another.
All right.
Plus, we really like community. No.
Yeah, and we really like community. Donald Glover, man, why did he have to leave?
Yeah, community is like the best. Well, especially like the early seasons. Those are just like my favorite. They're so good.
Are you still caught up with community?
Not. I think I watched all the way. I think I watched until like season 4, and then.
Yeah, there's like at the point they're at now, they're on Yahoo Screen and they just don't care. It's like
Sure.
surrealist art at this point. Just
Oh, God,
crazy
okay.
things happen.
Right.
It's kind of magical. All right, that sounds good, Allie. Scott, what about you? How's life treating you?
It's been a pretty boring week.
It's always a boring week with you,
And-
Scott.
Well, well, there was
Every
that
time.
1 week that I got hit by an 18-wheeler.
Yeah,
and
that okay.
That shoved all my schoolwork
Highlight of Scott's life.
into like later dates, and it's pretty hard to keep up with that.
Yeah, you were. I think you were texting us or something, telling us about like just trying to catch up with your computer science class has been killer.
Yeah, it's been terrible because it is literally the longest thing that you could do.
It's also the longest truck you could get hit by. So
That sounds terrifying.
yeah, the way Scott described it, he should have won like an award for scaring the bejesus out of me.
Oh god.
Yeah, if Will had slowed down, I would be dead. Thanks, Scott. I still have nightmares. Well, I mean, so it was a boring week of trying to catch up with school after being hit by a truck.
Schoolwork, and then let's see. I have a take-home exam due Monday. I have a project due Monday, and tomorrow I have an assignment due. So like,
That's like the exact opposite of what's been going on with me, which is like my teachers don't really care anymore at this point. It's like almost May, so the semester's almost over.
oh yeah, no, this is where it starts getting hard.
Yeah, I don't have final. I only have one class that has like a legitimate final. I just have essays.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Well, then you're writing a lot of essays before that.
Yeah, but I mean that's not terribly hard for me.
Sure.
Just because like I write a little bit all the time, so it's
So it's just another. Yeah, it's just an extension of that.
yeah. But yeah, I definitely prefer it instead of taking a final in classes. But you know. That's that English major magic. All right, Scott. I'll let you have your boring week then. We were supposed to originally I was going to be recording from Scott's house because my computer stopped working on Monday.
And then I scrambled around this morning like, wait, where are we going to record? I have a basement. Hold on, but that's not closed off at all.
You texted me at 4:50 saying like, also, I probably don't have a good place for us to record. Just by the way. Tony, please tell me you had an interesting week.
If you like school, I had a great week.
All right, moving on.
But the reason why is because for my literature class, we had to teach a lesson about a movie that we had watched for like an entire class period, an hour and a half.
So you taught a lesson about Scott Pilgrim versus the World and finding...
No, the movie, we were assigned movies, so I watched this movie about, a movie called Conspiracy about Nazis planning the Holocaust, basically.
Okay.
The Wannsee Conference.
A Land Before Time.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
And
God damn it.
originally my group was 5 people. But 2 of the people withdrew last Friday because of the withdrawal date was last Friday. So our 5-man group for this project that we had due on Thursday was now 3 people, and the requirements didn't change. So I had to pick up the slack for like 2 other people. So I spent more time in the library at at the college this week than I ever have before, and I like banged it out, and it ended up going pretty good. So. That was my week. All week was just.
You just banged one out in the library. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. In the style.
You want to know how my last group project went?
Yeah.
All right, I couldn't remember the name of the person I was supposed to be working with, and apparently they couldn't remember mine either.
So
So
you
we
just
had these 2 different presentations that were completely different, and then like after we get to the class, and I'm like, I find the person because it's the only other person without a group member, and I'm like, all right, we'll just do yours. We got an A.
Well, I mean, then it worked out. In my business class, that's pretty much what happened. I just did all the work, and the other 2 guys didn't understand half the words that I wrote in like the presentation we had to do, because I guess like business words or something. I just looked at the textbook we had, and I'm like, these seem like good big words, and then we got an A. So I dressed sharp. We won. All right. I mean, Tony. When you say you spent more time in the library at school than you had before, do you mean by that any time at all?
The only library I had been in previous to this week at a college is UMBC's library.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, that library is super boring at least.
But I did spend a lot of time in UMBC's library.
Okay.
What's
Nabishin.
UNBC?
Oh, University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
It's
Okay,
basically
cool.
called UMBC regardless of what its actual name is in everything. So
Yeah.
just kind of assume.
Right.
No one ever says University of Maryland, Baltimore County. They either say you made a bad choice or you must be Chinese. Those are a
I
couple.
both of those apply. So
Yeah. Uh, in your case, Tony, it was more like Korean. Because you roomed with what four Korean people?
pretty much, one of them slept on my futon and I took his bed.
Okay. That seems like an uneven trade-off, but okay.
Whatever, man. Just
Uh,
bunk bed.
Nabishin, how's life?
Oh, it's pretty decent over here. It's just been work all this week, so nothing too much really happened. Yeah, I can't really think of anything big happening. Like there's a circus this week in my town, but
There's still one. Those still exist?
yeah. Mark and Katie are there right now. I might take my nephew there later on, but yeah, it's like it's all week long. I might do that. I might splurge a little bit and do that. So let's have a little fun with him.
I've never been to a circus, so.
Yeah, me neither.
What
It
about
could
a
be
carnival or a fair?
I've been to a Ren festival, of course. They would revoke my nerd card if I hadn't been. I'm not allowed to play Dungeons and Dragons without that. But
Yeah, I think I have to.
yeah, that's the only thing. That's like the closest thing, I guess. I've never even been to a Cirque du Soleil show, so.
Yeah, but like it's pretty much just been a tiring week for me. Just my work has just been a little bit too much as of late.
Yeah.
But like yesterday was the first time I did something other than like go home and pretty much sleep. Is I went to go see my friends Arcady, and we watched the I don't know if you remember this, Alex. Like it was around 1997. There was like a Cinderella movie with Brandy.
Yes, I do remember this.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't watched that since that premiered. So like, I was just talking to Katie about it, we nerd about old Disney shit. And I was saying like, oh, I haven't seen that movie in forever. And I was like, you know what, let's just fucking watch it. And we just fucking watched it. And yeah, that movie holds up. But man, they do not understand. Well, I'll take that back. I don't say they don't understand, but like it was like they like it's weird because they have like the king is a white man, the queen's a black woman, and then their son is an Asian man. So it's like that's basically all you need to
So
hear.
it's like the queen is having sex with the mailman. That's the joke my dad would make at this instant.
It's all over in that movie. It's like Brandy the singer, the R&B singer from the '90s. Brandy, she's Cinderella. Her mother is white. She has a black daughter and a white daughter as well. So it's like so like if this Asian man married Brandy, who is Cinderella, will they give birth to like a Native American or something? Like it's like
It's this weird like gene pool that combines all of the planets.
yeah, this movie does nothing but all the races. Like we are nothing but people, and like we don't have outside colors, which I think is a great message, honestly.
Oh, totally.
Like yeah, because like me and Katie were talking about this, and it was like because we were laughing at that, of course, because it's hilarious, and like we just had that SpongeBob picture of like sponge plus starfish equals clam, like the entire movie. We just laughed out loud because of that. But like we were saying like this is a really great movie for like something like I would probably show my niece if she was still around. Like it's like it doesn't matter because she'll obviously ask the questions like, oh, why is the white man and black lady have an Asian son? And that's kind of weird. And like, well, because we're all people. We're not like a black person, we're not a white person. We're just people. So it's like don't think too much about it. And I think that's a movie that has a great message for that. And yeah, and the movie was just great overall. Just basically because like it just it just had a really good feel and good charm and good music to it. So yeah, I recommend 1997 Cinderella for people to watch if you ever get around to it. But yeah, that was just a weird thing we did.
I totally forgot about all the like diversity in that movie. No, that is cool. I agree with you. It's a good, more subtle message to send. Are you at all excited, Namshin, for this new Beauty and the Beast movie?
Sure, because like I'm a fan of Emma Watson, and I love Beauty and the Beast is one of those like movies I could almost say is perfect. Just because of how good of a character Belle is. So like I don't know. I I'm really looking forward. I'm looking forward to it. Like I haven't seen the new Cinderella movie. Like some people's like it's getting good reviews, but like some people that I trust, like as far as like having my opinion, like as far as like reviews and stuff like that, they kind of got turned off by the movie just because like how I guess how dumb Cinderella seemed in it, and I can understand it, but I haven't seen it for myself. I haven't just my own opinion. So I have to see for myself to judge that. But Katie loved it, and I honor her opinion because like we're similar-minded people. So like I'll have to see it for myself to see if I actually like it or not. So
Yeah, I was just waiting, I think, on that to see it after it kind of came out on
yeah,
DVD or whatever.
I'll probably do the same.
That just seems like a movie I wouldn't want to go out to a theater to see, but I'll see a Beauty and the Beast with Emma Watson, because why not? All right. I had an interesting week, which is like continued up until the moments leading up to this podcast. Of just, hey, my computer. I was editing or starting to edit last week's podcast Monday night. It was 10:50 or something, and my computer just turns off, and I'm like, that's probably not good.
Oh God.
And I took it to the Apple Store on Wednesday, and the guy there is like, yeah, we're gonna have to wipe your hard drive, and we're gonna replace pretty much everything on the inside. I'm like, this is great, I guess. Like, he's giving me all this worst case scenario stuff, and then I got it back on Friday today, and no, I have all my hard drive stuff, all my memory, so I don't have to. I don't have to like redo last week's podcast. I don't have to download the Google Hangout audio. So that was good, and yeah, it was just mostly 5 days of me kind of like in a cold sweat, trying to figure out how and where I was going to write, and working on stuff, because I have a draft of an article due on Monday, and I was just sitting around like, I'm not gonna get it back by the weekend. I'm just gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to borrow Ethan's computer or something, but it all worked out.
That's good.
Except
you could just sit in DH 100 all day.
I could, but I don't like being at school. So, like I try to avoid as much time HCC as I can.
Yo, man, that library is pretty nice.
The library is pretty nice, but I always feel like
It's okay. Pat doesn't go in there.
I
Like
feel
he's allergic.
uncomfortable. That was true. Yeah, we can avoid that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel uncomfortable in the library. Maybe it's because I'm surrounded by knowledge.
There's too many thoughts here.
That should be like what we put in Greg's lower third, uncomfortable in libraries. Just to represent him pretty articulately. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I had a pretty relaxed week. I'm getting sick. I can feel it in my throat. But I'll worry about that next week. I'll go see a doctor or something, and he'll probably just break my computer. But I will say, so I have a late 2011 MacBook Pro, and apparently, because there were so many issues with MacBook Pros between 2011 and 2013, they extended the repair time. You can go in, and if something's not working right with those computers, you can go get them fixed up until February 16th, 2016, I believe.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
kind of okay.
Yeah, and if you have gotten repairs for one of those and you had to pay for it, you can get a refund. So I'm like, hey, Ethan, remember when your computer exploded and then you had to pay $500 to get it fixed? You could probably get that $500 back. So they said he could, and he's working on that, which is good.
That's pretty good, bro.
Yeah, I told him, especially when we got the bill from our apartment, of saying like, hey, this is what it's going to cost for us to clean up all this. I was like, Ethan, you should call the Apple Store. We can like that $500. But yeah, and as far as like week 2 of not living in a set location, it's weird. I hope I find a house soon, and we can move in on schedule around mid-May. So that's staying optimistic. I guess we can start this podcast up now. Are you ready?
Okay.
Allie, is your body ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Everybody have Audacity ready?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna count down from 5 to 1, and all
Okay.
1 will hit record.
Except for me, I'm gonna screw up.
No,
every
don't
time.
don't say that, Scott. Every time, just giving me a hernia.
Every time.
Every time. All right, I'll start the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All good.
Yeah.
All good in the hood. All right, Allie. I don't want to mess it up, so I'm going to ask you now.
Okay.
Is your last name pronounced Mushka?
It's like Mushka, like
Mushka.
a moo cow, like Mushka. Yeah.
Like a moo cow. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, we are in cursing friendly territory. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like I've had people ask me before, so
Sure.
I got to get in the habit of telling people that that's A-okay around here.
Right.
So if you just have something you need to get out, if you just need to luck to the clouds,
Sure.
feel free.
Okay.
I think we're good. Is this all the news you found, Nabishin?
Yep.
You didn't add what was it, the Capcom Namco game? The second one of those got announced.
No one cares about Project X Zone.
Just kidding. Guitar Hero Live. The Rock Band instruments will be backwards compatible or forwards compatible. That was news. I
We can
guess.
talk about with Rock Guitar Hero. So
Okay, I'll just write it down.
we'll have a whole discussion about the Guitar Hero. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Allie, did you see any news that is not in the Google Doc that you would want to talk about?
MPD.
Wait, let me see it.
We've already got a top 10 list in this podcast now, Shin. We don't need another one.
Say what?
We already got a top 10 list on this podcast. We don't need another one.
Oh, news in gaming.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you got
something else. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw anything, Allie, that we might have missed. We're not perfect.
No, I don't think so. I think that looks good.
Just talk about Star Wars for 45 minutes.
I'll have nothing to contribute. We can talk about that's not really gaming, but the Superman versus Batman.
The Batman Superman trailer. I did watch that.
Let's just talk about trailers.
Yeah, we can talk about trailers. Talk about in-game footage of Star Wars Battlefront and me feeling completely cheated when I watched that.
I'll talk about tractor trailers, but okay.
Okay. I don't think Scott wants to talk about tractor trailer.
I'm comfortable so long as we don't talk about them while I'm in a car.
Or them like crashing into you. Okay. I would use my inhaler, but it's out. I'm done. I'm going to die, is what I'm saying.
Why don't you get another one and stop giving yourself a death sentence every time you speak?
Just every time I speak, I'm closer and closer to an asthma attack that will end me.
Oh god, that does not sound good.
No, don't worry. I should be okay.
Okay.
All right, let's do this. It is Friday, April 17th, 2015, and you're listening to the Irrational Passions podcast. I'm Alex O'Neill, and with me this week I have Scott Guthier.
Hello.
Tony Horvath.
Hello.
Brian Navashin Jackson is here.
I think someone just yelled Cake Factory.
Cake Factory? Did you send us the video for that? Because I didn't watch it.
No.
Okay. Okay.
It was because Mario Party just happened, and I needed to stop it, and people knew the reference, so there you go.
Mario Party.
Okay.
So good.
Joining us this week, we have a special guest, Ali Mushka.
Yes, hello.
Did I do good? Did I do that right?
Yes, that is right.
Nailed it. Ali, you're from the internet.
Yeah, I am.
You do the YouTube. Actually, for people who don't know, what do you do on the internet?
Sure. Well, I don't know. I start up on Twitter and I tweet a lot at that little fly. And then about 3 months ago now, I started my website and my blog, and also my YouTube channel. So I do a lot of things right now, probably too scattered for my own good, but I do a lot of writing at thatlittlefly.com, which is where my blog is. I post a lot of my academic work, which is in philosophy of science and science policy, and I don't post. I do like science research itself, like hardcore like scientific research, like ecology, but I don't really post anything on that on there. And then on my YouTube channel, I do Let's Plays and I do vocal covers and I do vlogs. So primarily people know me, I guess, for my Dark Souls stuff, because that's basically like what I do most right now. Dark Souls 2 I did a Let's Play of, and I'm working through Bloodborne. But yeah, you can check that out. Also, That Little Fly on YouTube, all one word, and That Little Fly everywhere. But science and video games are my thing.
Yeah. The science part was very interesting when you were like posting on Twitter about like, hey, check out this like academic journal I wrote about
Sure, yeah.
with like 40 different works cited of just things that you were referencing. I'm like, man, this is way too smart for me. Yeah, I mean, so you put out a video about where your kind of gaming origin started. You talked about playing Dark Souls for the first time about a year ago, right?
Yes.
And that is now your all-time favorite game.
Yeah, that really like changed. It really changed a lot because I don't know. First of all, I just fell in love with the game in and of itself. But then Dark Souls also had like it has a really active community, and that's how I got. That's how I got like started. I started watching Twitch for like Dark Souls players, and I started like going on YouTube, and then I'm like, oh, this is a community that I really want to get involved with. So that's what really spurred me to like actually start using my Twitter and like start doing my own YouTube stuff. But yeah, it's basically my favorite. I think it's a perfect, like it's an amazing game and really kind of underrated at times by the Western media. I think there's definitely like there's an acknowledgement, there's like a niche appreciation of it, but I think I don't know. I think it should be talked about like in the same pantheon as like The Last of Us and like all that kind of stuff that typically gets like the typical like mainstream praise is like, oh, this is 10 out of 10. I think that Dark Souls and is also kind of in that same caliber. But yeah.
Yeah, you are amongst friends. Just about everyone here. I mean, I guess except for Nobishin, loves Dark Souls.
I don't hate it.
Yeah,
I just really played it.
He hasn't played Demon Souls yet, so he can't play Dark Souls.
It's funny because a while ago, about 4 months after Dark Souls came out, I started streaming for Irrational Passions and streaming Dark Souls.
Right.
And I didn't, Scott and I had played Demon Souls. I don't know if you've ever touched that, but it was a weird game, and we found out there was going to be kind of another one that was going to be different. And I'm like, I'll stream this because it's mysterious and cool, and why not? And I found out, I guess sort of like you did, that there's just like this massive group of people that love to follow Dark Souls streams.
Yes, exactly.
And yeah, when we were playing through that, like, we did a few playthroughs of Dark Souls. Tony and I played through it on stream, and I played through it, and I think we did one other one, maybe with Greg.
We did a lot of like cheesing the multiplayer in Dark Souls. Once I had finished it, someone gave me a mule account.
Yeah.
And so then we just started playing around with random stuff.
Yeah, like with different builds and stuff.
And just doing ridiculous PvP and breaking everything, because at its heart, that's what Dark Souls is all about.
Oh yeah, that's like the best part.
Oh, that's so wrong with the go-to.
But we all loved it, and it was weird because like we would get thousands of viewers at certain points, which I would not say that Irrational Passions podcast is thousands of viewers popular normally.
Sure.
But it was cool, like interacting with like this huge community of people who just love Dark Souls, love watching it, and love playing it.
Yeah.
So I definitely, that makes more sense why you got so into it. Also,
exactly.
One other question.
Sure.
What is the origin of That Little Fly?
That Little Fly is actually my name. My name is Alexandra Tamara Mushka, and so the AT. And then Mushka in Ukrainian means little fly. So it's but like the Alexandra Tamara Mushka, but that little fly. If that makes sense.
That makes a lot. That's a good username, not like Alfighter27 or something like that. Or what to chuz, Scott.
Yeah, that's actually me stealing somebody else's name and making fun of it.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, Allie. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think so too.
So to do some house cleaning before we get into the real show. A few things went up on the site this week, or actually nothing went up because I didn't have a computer mostly. Although Monday, just before my computer crumbled into fiery ash, I managed to get Monthly Passions up, so that is up for your viewing pleasure. And the podcast is coming. Last week's podcast is on its way. It'll be out by the time you hear this, I'm sure. But I'm very sorry for the lateness. If you watched the pre-show, you saw that my computer broke. I could not edit throughout this week, but hopefully everything will go up smoothly and there won't be any issues.
Side tangent.
Yeah.
Did you shave?
Did I shave?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you had a picture of you not shaving. That
I
just
said
popped
it
in my head, and I was like,
before I shaved.
while shaving. Okay.
As in to indicate I have shaved since I don't look this disgusting anymore.
Navashin's only attracted to unshaven men.
Yeah, I mean Noption rocks a mustache like few others.
Oh, dude, I love my mustache. Like every time I have to shave it, I only shaved my mustache twice in my life, and those are traumatic experiences.
It's Ethan, my roommate. He's doing the thing where he's growing out his mustache and now he's trying to curl it on both edges.
I've seen those pictures.
I know you have. It's disgusting. I want to go up to him while he's sleeping and just start clipping away at it.
Oh God.
Also, now that I share a bathroom with Ethan, I'd just like to say to everyone who came to my apartment and had to use the public bathroom, I'm sorry. A public apology is necessary. No, I mean he needs to find a new place to shave that isn't the sink. All right, I'm getting disgusted just listening to this now. Allie, how about you kick things off? What have you been playing? Video games.
Yeah, so I've been playing, well, like Bloodborne, obviously. I do, so I'm doing that for like my Let's Play, and then I am also starting like a PvP thing with my subs. So I'm currently like running 3 characters, so it's like kind of juggling between my Let's Plays and then like I'm building 2 PvP characters. An Arcane and a Blood Tinge build, so running through that. And then also this weekend, I decided to play The Sims 4 for Mac. I hadn't, like, I love The Sims too, but I didn't, there was like a lot of complaints about The Sims 4 and like what it was doing, so it was like on sale, and I just finished like a thesis, like my huge thesis project. Was like, okay, I'm gonna like dive into that, and so I had fun with it for like a weekend. And I liked it quite a bit, and then I just kind of like dropped it, and I don't know if I'll go back to playing it. But
you're like, I made a couple really good-looking characters. I'm done with this game.
Yeah, exactly. I always like start off my characters with like this one girl, and I always like kind of start building her thing, and then I just like forget about it.
You walk away from your computer and you never come back.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I've played that game like for what they want you to do once. And then other times it's, all right, how many people in this neighborhood can I get to come over and then...
Drown them in my pool?
No, drowning you in the pool is too easy.
And it's also Sims 2.
This time I'm trying to set them on fire with just the money that I have started with.
The best part, Scott, like The Sims 4, the whole shtick, you can kill them with kindness. Like, literally, you can actually kill them with kindness.
Yeah, if you get, like, really angry or really embarrassed or really happy, you can die.
You can die! It's my life happening in a real video game. Okay, before...
Time to get Sims 4 and make, like, 15 Alexes, because I know I'm going to need all of them.
Because they're all going to die. Before we can dive into Sims 4 in a little bit, I want to talk about Bloodborne with you.
Right.
I want to know what you think about Bloodborne.
Well, first of all, I'm not that far just because I do have those 3 characters plus exams, so I'm probably about like halfway through the game.
Okay. I think you're in friendly territory as far as like talking candidly about bosses and stuff. So what was the last thing you killed? The last big thing you killed?
Yeah, so in the one that I've gotten the furthest, it was Rom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I finished Bloodborne just for reference, so
Sure. Yeah. So you kind of know the end. Like, but I can talk about like my first initial, I guess, whatever. I played quite a bit through it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the setting I'm very partial to. I love it. Victorian literature. There's so much that like you can play off of, and a lot of people have like been doing already like really cool things with the lore. Like I don't know if you guys heard of like all the ties to like Nordic and like all that stuff that came. That was like I don't know. I forget who did it. I think Yogcast or someone. Anyways, was talking about all the ties to the lore. It's really cool. Obviously, like the setting is fantastic. I think the gameplay feels very, very good. Very fast, obviously. I was like kind of like, oh, how am I gonna adapt to it? I love it now. Some things that I don't like about it are lack of variety in armors. I think like you can still do like really cool fashion, but there's obviously a lack of not lack, but just less variety in armor and less variety in weapons. Weapons I'm not so picky about because in Dark Souls or whatever, it's basically like you had a class of weapons, but then you had like a million ones who kind of did the same thing, and then one was like actually the viable like PvP one out of that set or whatever. Whereas here now we just have like one weapon that does like 6 different things, and it's really dynamic and it's really cool and it's really fun.
What was your weapon of choice in Dark Souls?
In Dark Souls, I think I really like the halberds. I didn't like them as much in Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2, I really played like with the rapiers, but I always like the dex, maybe like quality, but yeah, like halberds. I think like a Black Knight halberd in Dark Souls is like my favorite, and then in Dark Souls 2, I really liked the rapiers.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't dive too much into the PvP stuff just because I figured I would be less frustrated that way. I definitely
PvP
built
is
dexterity.
crazy. Yeah, frustrating. Yeah.
So I would do the katanas usually.
Yeah, the katanas are good too.
That was kind of my go-to across Dark Souls 1 and 2.
What I did for the pretty much both games is I went pure strength.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't place anything else, and I just went for the clubs and the great swords.
Yeah.
Right.
The clubs, because if somebody was foolish enough to try and strike first at you, you could infinitely knock them down.
Yeah.
And they could do nothing about it.
I do remember killing the old Iron King with Scott, and he wore nothing but a club.
I was bounties with the club.
It was super effective. No, I watched a couple episodes of your Let's Play
And
Bloodborne.
then with the
Oh God, Scott, damn it! Back on Bloodborne though, you were talking about like the literary references of pulling some Victorian stuff that I couldn't even comprehend. It was very interesting.
Right.
I definitely like to see some of that stuff. If there was like a works cited at the end of this Let's Play,
Right.
I would dig it. It's cool because you brought it to light some interesting stuff, and it was after that I was like, we should have her on the show and maybe she can talk about it. I had heard about the Nordic stuff, and I don't know, having played through Demon Souls through Bloodborne now, all 4 games. This definitely Bloodborne for me feels the most like Dark Souls 1.
Sure.
Just because I feel like the world is kind of laid out in a similar way. It's not as like there are like 6 different places you need to go like Dark Souls 2. It's kind of organic.
Dark Souls 2 is just like it brings back that interconnected feel. Definitely like the looping around, finding the shortcuts. Like that was a big thing in Dark Souls, and now it's a huge thing in Bloodborne as well. So like the areas are small, but they're so like jam-packed full of layers and in different spaces, and you're constantly finding like connections between them. So that's very cool.
The world feels a lot more lived in and alive because there are actual people still kind of kicking around in it.
Exactly. And like the enemies also move around, and like you see them like even doing cool things like looking at things or like kicking like this sidewalk or whatever. It's quite cool. The only thing that let me just interject quickly just to get the point. The worst part about Bloodborne right now for the community is how broken the matchmaking is. For co-op and PvP, it takes a ridiculous amount of time to find a connection. And for a game that's like 1 million sold, it's kind of disappointing. I think that they'll be able to fix it, but that's the main problem.
Yeah, it's it's kind of crazy because I remember tweeting to people just saying like am I the only one who has waited 35 minutes with my bell rung to see if anyone would join or
Right.
if I could join anyone, and it was absurd, especially towards the end of the game when I'm like, this is pretty hard, and they're like
Sure.
these enemies that can cause frenzy, and it almost kills you instantly, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I could use
I
some
could need
co-op.
help. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it seems like what they did is they made getting together with a friend much easier,
Oh yeah,
but finding somebody who's random
a lot harder.
became a lot harder to do.
And it's cool though because you go on the subreddit. I don't know if you've gone on there at all.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And there's here's a co-op thread. It's like we're all going to use this password so that we can all just kind of group up together.
Okay.
And it's like 400 people, and it's like, okay, we'll use this password, and they're all strewn out across the entire game, but at least you're using a password, so you're limiting kind of the pool that you're pulling from.
Sure.
For co-op people, and it's interesting because I started a new game this week, and because
not New Game Plus, just New Game.
I have my New Game Plus that I'm also playing through that I'm about to get to ROM, so I'm almost halfway through my New Game Plus.
Yeah.
But I'm working on the Chalice Dungeons. I can talk about that in a bit though. But I started because I was at my brother's apartment, and it doesn't cloud save sync, so I had to start a new game, and I just wanted to play it there. And Jacob, friend of the show, obviously, he was like, I need help with Bloodborne, and I'm like, okay. He was stuck on the first two bosses. I'm like, okay. And in 20 minutes, I cleared out that first area, beat the first two bosses, and then waited outside where both of those are, so I could go into his game and help him out. So we did the password thing.
Sure.
And that worked fine, but I still even had to wait a few minutes to just get into his game. But regardless, we were matching up relatively quickly, and we were just kind of working through the whole game together. It was actually really intuitive, and I agree, Scott, that it feels like, oh, if you want to play with a friend, this is a lot easier. But any kind of random co-op, you're boned.
Exactly, which is why it kind of sucks for someone like me, because I don't know, not many of my friends play video games. I don't know if it's because I don't know, for whatever reason. So I'm building my community. Yeah, exactly. So I'm building my community now, so through YouTube and obviously talking to you guys here. But before, I think the reason that it attracted me so much to Dark Souls was I could just first of all, there's no voice chat, which is really cool. So I could just be pretty anonymous and just play with other people and just get an instant connection. I didn't need to have any one of my friends list or anything, so it was pretty appealing for me, just kind of have that seamless transition between. So now it's kind of oh, okay, I actually got to hit my friend up and be help me with,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is definitely it takes a lot of the pressure off. Because they're the old times where Scott and I would be texting back and forth. I put my sigil down in the corner of this room.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
and Scott's like, I'm not seeing it. I what level are you? Are you 10 above or 10 below? I'm like, I don't know, Scott. And to be fair, that was kind of a nightmare, but
it was. Yeah, I agree. I just wish they would have had the password plus also contain I can actually find a random person or a PvP fight in a timely manner, because that's gonna be a problem for me when I want to do PvP videos and stuff, and that's gonna be a problem when I don't know,
when
random
half of
invasion.
that footage you've recorded is just you waiting around.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it was because they have the gestures, so I would ring the bell and then I would do the gesture where I just sit down, and then I would go leave the room and make food, and I would come back an hour later and no one would have joined, and I'm like, this is the worst thing.
Great.
Yeah, it's frustrating. They need to fix it. When I first saw oh, this is how this co-op works. This is a great idea. This, for some odd reason, this makes sense. Just ring a bell and then someone will join if you can have someone join, and then it just doesn't work. So
yeah,
backfired. Any other issues or pluses you're having with the game?
I think that's about it. Other than the fact that, yeah, overall, like, yeah, really like the gameplay. Really like not really having a shield. I never really play with shields anymore, but it's still, and still that moment, like when I first played it, like on the night of launch, like it's just, I don't know, having a new Souls game is just so awesome because for me at least, when you first step into the world, you're like it's kind of terrifying. It's like I have like no weapon. I have no idea where like all the areas are. I don't know like who's hiding around that corner, and just like first stepping into that world and exploring was like
Ooh, that gives me a question.
an amazing experience.
How'd you feel the first time you died at the beginning of a Souls game?
The first time I died.
That is when the opening of Bloodborne. You walk in, you fight a wolf, you die.
Yeah.
Right.
That is the opening of the game. That
Yes.
is supposed to happen. If
Yes.
you don't die there and you beat it, the game forces you to die at a different point.
Well, actually, if you're clever with the game, which I guess I did this on my new playthrough, you can get to that second lamp and then just go to the Hunter's Dream and it does that scene. So you can avoid that.
No forced death this time?
No. Did they do that in Dark Souls 1?
They did. I went back and I took down that first boss, and what they do is, you know the chained dragon boss in the fireplace?
Yeah. Is this Demon Souls?
He just punches that corridor.
Oh yeah,
you go
yeah.
flying back and you die.
Because I did that too. Because that's Demon Souls. That's you.
Yeah, demon. I think there's always like that's kind of like the FromSoft's kind of like calling cards. Like you have this boss that like you're kind of supposed to die to, but then also there's a way that you can A, beat them, or A, like get around them and run around them.
Yeah.
So that happened in all the games except for Dark Souls 2 for whatever reason, because Dark Souls 2 is just like really weird. But yeah.
Dark Souls 2.
Actually, in Dark Souls 1, I thought it made you beat him.
No, because you can. Well, eventually you have to beat him, but when you first encounter him,
when you
don't
first
have to.
encounter
You have to run
You
through
can
the
run
little
through
hole.
the door. Yeah.
It puts you right back at that boss.
Yeah.
In
Because-
Demon Souls, you die to that boss, and you never go to that area again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because in Demon Souls, if you beat the boss, you see the first like what do they call, like archdemons? That's what they call them, right? Which is
Right.
the dragon god, and then he punches the door and kills you, which is great. I remember that because I went back and when I most recently tried to play Demon Souls again, I did that as well, and he punches you and you die. Yeah, Demon Souls was weird though because that was the first one, and I think they had to introduce you to the fact that death is a mechanic in this game.
Exactly. Yeah. And I like that. Like I really like that about it because it teaches you. Like it does. Like the first time I played Bloodborne, I was like, I don't know, like dying all over the place at the beginning. And then when I played it like a few days later with like my PvP build, I ran through like up until ROM basically in a night. So like it's so cool that like it just teaches you how to play, and then you feel like you've overcome and like mastered something. And I understand why people don't like it, but I feel people like criticize it sometimes unfairly or just for the wrong reasons and out of ignorance rather than like, okay, this is not for me, but I appreciate what it's trying to do because I think it accomplishes what it's trying to do very well.
I'll ask you this because Navishan asked me it, and I didn't really know what to say. So how do you feel about kind of all the reviews for this being positive because the people reviewing it are kind of the people that like these kinds of games? So say your average Joe goes and sees it and he picks up Bloodborne and it's way too hard or it's way too weird and obtuse and he doesn't like it.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting, and that's what I think I don't know. Someone in Forbes or like Dan Stapleton was kind of writing about that like, oh, well, basically, yeah, all the major media outlets like brought out their Souls reviewer, and so like obviously they're gonna like the games, and I think that's fine because I think in every review, like if you actually read the review, and I don't think that anyone is going to. I think consumers are smart enough to be like, oh, this is that game that's hard, even if it's reviewed very well. I think everyone kind of has that understanding. I don't think the media by giving it a positive review and being like, oh, I like these kinds of games, I'm informed with these kinds of games, I don't think that they're really misleading the consumer in any way because very early on or whatever, they will say, you know, this is a hard game, but because I like these kind of games, I can appreciate it fairly and for what it's trying to do. I think I tweeted about this. It's kind of like if you don't like Shakespeare or something, not that Shakespeare will be writing now, but if you like very difficult literature or poetry, for example, if it was like a literary critic and he was really well versed in this kind of difficult, obtuse, like literary style, and he was like, oh, this is a very good poem. Is it the fault if some random guy like picks up this book at chapters or whatever and like, oh my God, this is hard, I don't understand any of it? I don't really think, I think it's okay to have like people who are like partial or understand or good at these games to be able to get a holistic picture and be like, this is what it's trying to do and it accomplishes very well. Versus I don't think that, you necessarily have to be like, oh, I don't like this game, I don't get it, I don't understand it, so I'm going to give it a bad score because other people won't like it either, Does that kind of make sense?
Oh, yeah. That was a much more eloquent response than the one I gave, which was, yeah, you should probably read the review.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
That is like the conclusion
exactly,
that Navish and I came to, is like read the review and, don't be an ignorant consumer, kind of know what you're
doing. Yeah, and it's the other thing. It's go ahead and send the JRPG person to review a sports game.
Yeah, it's going to reflect the
now go send that sports game person to review a JRPG game.
Yeah.
See how that affects the scores.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like if someone told me to go play Madden, I'd probably be like, I don't like this. This is not for me. So does that mean it gets a bad score? No. Like I have to be able to. I think like games should be like, first obviously just like on a technical level, does it run well, everything and that. But then like, do you have an understanding of what it's trying to do, and does it try to do that well for the market that it's trying to sell to? And then there can be the extra level of like, okay, does it like do something extra which can get it like a 10 or a 9 or whatever? And that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's very insightful. I agree, for sure. It's the literary comparison's good. Anything else about Bloodborne that you want to bring up or mention while we're still on it?
I think that's about it for me. I already talked everyone's ear off about it, so.
Yeah. I mean, no, it was good. It was a good talk. Scott, has Bloodborne kind of like won you over anymore?
It's not anymore. I haven't touched it since the last time for several reasons.
Yeah.
One of them being
Naruto?
Tony's interested in picking it up.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna play slightly ahead of him, so when he does play, I can co-op with him.
Well, you'll know when I'm playing because Alex and I are gonna stream the entire experience.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pop.
Is that what's happening?
I assumed that was what was happening because that's what we did with Dark Souls.
We could.
I'm down. Game or die. Let's go.
Game or die, indeed.
It's Alex, Tony.
All right, sorry. It's Dark Souls.
Die or die.
So game and die.
Game and die. There you go.
Game and or die.
Game and please, where's my inhaler? No. Yeah. That could be fun. We talked about it last week. Obviously, we would have to do it when I have a bit more room, but or a room in general.
Or Tony's place.
Or Tony's place. I don't know, Tony, you have all those boxes. They don't leave a lot of room.
No, I mean, I have a whole basement that we can use, so we can set it up. Nice little area, and it would be nice. I got a fat couch.
Movable walls.
Yeah, just sleep in a box. Wait,
I could do that. I could create a box fort. Kind of already did.
You did. I mean, there are many reasons why you should have your video on, but we know about the box fort behind you.
Eventually, it'll be a green sheet over it, and then I'll just green screen myself in a Hawaiian landscape or something.
God damn it, Tony. All right, I
think by eventually getting
a sipping Mai Tais while podcasting, it'll be great.
You mean by eventually getting a green screen, we break into Alex's house, whatever. When he finally gets one, we take his.
I gotta make sure I lock any kind of sliding doors I might have in my next house, Scott.
Or windows.
Or windows, so I know you're not climbing up walls to ninja your way in. Allie, is there anything you want to say about The Sims 4, or did we pretty much cover it?
I think we pretty much covered it. It's if you like The Sims, you should buy it on sale.
I definitely want to get it just because I want to use the character creator.
The character creator is my favorite of the series. I will say that about it.
Yeah.
A lot
Okay,
of
but
other
there
things have been
is-
stripped, but
I did hear about one more great thing about the game.
What, The Sims?
They modded in babies, and they don't work at all. So
How do babies not work?
their
they can't have
their
jobs?
faces, like their eyeballs, sometimes they glitch out. They just everything gets completely skewed, and the eyeballs pop out of the face. Stuff like that.
Well, I mean, that's
So,
it's just
so
like
you
real
got to
life.
deal with that for like 3 sim days.
Okay.
you can age your baby up immediately too. They like totally stripped out. There's no toddlers anymore, and the babies you can only keep them like in the crib. You can't really do anything with them. It's really weird.
Well, hopefully you can feed them. But,
Yeah, you can feed them, but you can also age them up like immediately to be a kid, and then like it just you have a baby one day, and then you have like a kid immediately. It's like, all right, that's
You're a child now.
So they did end
Alive
up
for a
patching
month.
that. Never mind then.
Yeah. They should probably fix that. Scott, have you been playing anything else?
I did my Kingdom Hearts for this week.
Okay, finally. What's the update?
All right, so this part I only did the what is it called? Mulan's place. I'm just gonna call it that.
The Land of Dragons?
Yes,
Of
Land of
Dragons?
Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you're correct.
That is correct. Don't worry.
So I made a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
I went ahead and I did Hollow Bastion before Land of Dragons on critical mode.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
No,
Okay.
not at all. I was getting one shot by everything there, and I'm like, why is this boss literal one-shotting me? It's not like there's a combos happening. It's he flicks something out, I get hit, I'm dead. And that's because it's 5 levels higher than me on
And
critical mode. So when I go back, and I'm running around this place, I'm like, why is this place so easy?
I can't imagine anything being easy on critical mode in Kingdom Hearts.
Well, this time around, yeah.
Okay.
The place was battle level 10,
Yeah.
and because at least the way the early upgrades works, you get your defense bonuses.
Oh yeah.
You get a couple of extra early, if you know where they are, defense pluses.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and you get those, you use those, and then when you go back, when you're 2 or 3 levels above that power level, it's not necessarily super easy, but you're a lot stronger than it, and it shows. And
Yeah.
when you're coming from something that's 3 levels above you, it definitely seems easy.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. So
I don't think I died once there.
Did you finish the Land of Dragons?
I did finish Land of Dragons.
Of Dragonborns? Right.
Dragonheart.
Dragonheart. Did you kill Sean Connery, Dragon? Did you cry at the end of that movie? I was 7. I did.
No, I'm not a woman like you.
Jesus You know what? I am unashamed of my emotional connection to Dragonheart.
It's a good movie though. I love that movie. I
Did you
haven't
watch
seen it in years.
Did you watch Dragonheart 3 on Netflix yet, Noverson?
No.
You should be ashamed that you still cry.
I didn't say I still cried. I didn't say I didn't.
We all know that you still do.
Yeah, well, we all have our vices. All right, Scott. You need to finish Kingdom Hearts 2 HD.
Knew going in that was going to be a slow one.
Okay. Slow burn it up. It's something you should savor and enjoy. Are you like using the drives and stuff and kind of getting the
I'm
feel?
using the drives a lot more.
Because the gauge fills up a lot faster. You're with me on that now. Is
the magic is much less annoying because they straight up hand you. It's faster for one, and they straight up hand you at least on critical MPA stare.
Yep.
So
you only get that on critical mode.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Found that out, but like it. And then if you choose magic, I think you can get it at like level 22, so you have a double stacked real soon.
Yeah. What did you end up choosing?
Attack. Twice.
Of course. I think I usually pick the one with the guard, the club with the guard, so you get like +1 defense, and then I choose.
If you plan on doing critical mode, it's not a terrible idea, but that means you're planning on getting hit.
Yeah.
Don't
I always
plan
plan on
getting hit in
I always
Quidditch.
plan on getting hits. I was actually like reading like a guide because I was interested. I don't think I'll ever do it. Of like, this is what it's like to play through critical mode locked at level 1 and never leveling up. And it's like just run past all the enemies because it's a waste of time to fight them.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I didn't even think about it. You're not getting any experience, so you just run past half that game.
The only thing there is that you can't. It's an experience lock, not a weapon lock, so you don't really get ultimate weapon. Like it's going through.
Yeah, it's true. You don't get all the stuff you need.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, like, who cares? Like, you're gonna finish the game on level 1, so you're not gonna get that much.
Which is
from it.
true.
All right, is that all you've been playing, Scott?
No, I did beat Faster Than Light.
Oh shit!
Finally.
FTL has been conquered.
I ended up pushing I ended up doing one mission where I got a Federation ship, and this is like, I don't know, third, fourth ship down the line, and this ship has something called the artillery beam. No matter what kind of shields they have, it goes right through them and does 1 damage, and it's pretty large cut for a beam.
Whew. So it always does 1 damage.
Mm-hmm. The other thing is it's not attached to the weapon system. It's attached to its own. It is attached to its own system, so you can still have 4 weapons. So I just went all out for attack.
Okay.
I had that thing cut down on 20 seconds, so it was a free 5 to 6 damage every time it went off. And yeah, I basically killed the Rebel flagship before it killed me.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, I still
also
never beat
this
FTL,
time,
but
this particular time, I didn't have that. I didn't have that situation where I went into the final thing. I go 1 space, and then both of my repair zones are taken away. Because almost every time that happens to me. Because I have unusually lucky runs, but when I get to that point, my luck runs out.
I don't understand like how you managed to like keep going through this game, because of all the little anecdotes you've told us in your FTL journey, I would have just given up so long ago. In fact,
here's
I
the
did
thing.
give up so long ago.
Okay, so here's the thing. What if you found the shotgun in Spelunky in either level 1 or level 2 almost every run that you went into? You didn't have to kill the shopkeeper.
Well, all right. So this is a poor example because I don't really use the shotgun that much in Spelunky, so
It's still pretty good, right, though?
it's still pretty good though.
Yeah, I use it every time.
It's not like it's the best thing, but it's either in level 1 or it's in level 2. And you can almost guarantee it's going to be there.
But it makes a big difference.
It's stuff like that that makes a big difference. And then like the last level after that, there's a good chance that you're going to find the stun laser gun.
Yeah. Shit.
Stuff like that. And you can guarantee that you're going to end up with a shotgun or that stun laser gun by the time you leave that 3rd level.
Yeah.
It's like I gotta run like that almost every time until you get to the end, and then both the repair zones get taken away. You have, and to give you an idea how bad that is, you have 30 points. You get refunded 10 when you get there, and the repair zones do 15. What you're supposed to be able to do is fight the flagship, go to one of the repair zones, then come back. And the only time that I've actually taken it down is where I've been able to take advantage of that. Every other time, I take 1 step, oops, they're gone.
That is actually that's a good setup. That would make all the difference. Man, you made me want to go back to this game and see if I can actually beat it. But I don't think.
And like, I think I'm gonna keep going through to unlock all the ships.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how many more ships they added with the expansion that they put out, so I'd be curious.
Well, the expansion I think did 2 extra ships, and then you have layouts A and B for the 2 extra ships. Then you got A, B, and C for everything else.
Yeah. All right. And that's all you've been playing, Scott?
Mhm.
I played some stuff this week. Last week I talked about I bought the Halo Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
How's that?
It Well, I mean, I haven't tried any of the multiplayer, so that's probably still broken.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just put that out there. I don't know for sure.
I heard it
Sure.
got fixed, but I haven't played it, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. So we had Joe on last week, and that was great. And afterwards, Joe was like, "You want to play some co-op?"
I don't know if that was what I would call great.
Text
I
him
would
right
call
now.
it excellent.
There we go.
Aw.
You gotta love Joe Fate. So him, myself, and our mutual friend Tyrone got into a Halo 3 match. He's like, this is the first one that supports 4-player multiplayer, so we're playing this. Again, as a reminder, and if you're new to listening, I've never played Halo before. I played some of Halo 2. I don't think I ever finished it. And I played some of Halo 4.
Okay.
I ends up going through Halo 4 again a little bit. I'd played actually about half of that game. So that was surprising for me. Anyway, so Joe's like, we're gonna start with Halo 3. I'm like, I was thinking we could start with the first one, but okay, well, whatever, we'll see what happens. And we played three levels, and at one point, you get like these little things that you can throw on the ground that like make this air current that like lift you up. I don't know why, like I don't know what you use them for, but you get them. And I'm still like learning the weird controls of Halo. So we're walking through a hallway and a doorway is coming up. So I just throw a sticky grenade on Joe by accident, kill him, and then I throw one of these air like lifters into a doorway, and then Tyrone and I just get lifted up and stuck in the doorway. And I'm laughing so hard, tears are pouring down my face because I have no idea what's happening.
So basically, it's Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City.
It was basically that, except it was actually a good game.
I got you.
Because I didn't know what I was doing with the controls. I was trying to reload, throw down this air shifter thing. We're stuck. Tyrone can't move, and I'm like, I don't know how we get out of here. So I just killed him, and then we got out. So that was like my introductory experience with Halo. So then I played through Halo 1, which is I have very mixed feelings about it. Starts really great. The second half of the game, from like mission 5, is terrible. It is not fun.
How was the library?
The library is like, it's not confusing or anything. The level just before it is super confusing, but the library is like, hey, you were having fun at the beginning of the game. You got these big open areas, and you're shooting dudes, and then now you have to fight the Flood, and fighting the Flood is fucking terrible. Good God. It's just not fun at all. You never have enough ammo, even when you have so much ammo. And they're just like bullet sponges. You're sitting there shooting them over and over and over again for seconds, unloading multiple clips into them, and they just don't die. And it's just like this huge, long level. It's like, it took me an hour and a half, I think, to get through that level. And that's like with only dying maybe once or twice. But it was just so long of like going through all these corridors. And it's like, par time for this is 20 minutes. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like
and that's the case for most Halo 1 levels. I don't think a single level in that game took me less than 40 minutes. Which is like going through Halo 1, because the entire back half of that game is terrible. It's not fun at all. Might be a little more enjoyable with another person, like playing co-op. Regardless, I had barely any fun with it. It's just like I was thinking, I wish I had some kind of like progression in this game. And this is like a 2001, 2002 game.
You wish you could climb a tower?
Yeah, I wish I could climb a tower and just unlock all these points on a map.
Oh God.
No, I wish there was like some kind of RPG aspect to it, because I started playing a little bit of Halo 4. I'm like, oh, this is good, and it has like the whole helmet screen, and it reminds me of Metroid Prime because it looks almost exactly like that. I'm like, Metroid Prime is a much better game than Halo 1, which
Yeah.
it's funny because they came out relatively close to each other, Halo 1 and Metroid Prime, but there's like a progression to Halo to Metroid, not Halo, to Metroid Prime, and you get new abilities, new powers, and stuff.
Yes.
Also,
Yes.
like Halo 1. It looks good. It looks really good. So anyway, I beat that. It's not a very good game. Regardless of like it's like Mario 64 isn't as good a game by today's standards. I didn't expect Halo 1 to hold up that well, but I finished it. I was like, this story is actually pretty cool. I like this. All the Halos blow up the whole galaxy, kill everybody or some shit. Then I played Halo 2. Halo 2 is awesome. It's a fantastic game. I think it has some low moments, but just going through that whole game, it was super fun. I love the Arbiter story.
How was those cutscenes?
Oh my, they're so good. Watching it, I'm like, I want to watch Halo 2 the movie right now. It's incredible.
Yeah, is Halo 2 what really like catapulted the franchise into
Halo
fame?
2 is definitely what catapulted the
like
franchise.
Halo 2
Okay.
had Xbox Live support, so there was like online multiplayer.
Hey,
Sure.
Alex, have you done any of the more famous glitches yet? Just cause.
No, I've just been trying to like go through all the games.
All right, so here's one glitch that you have to try. At
Okay.
least try. It is the rocket sword glitch.
Yeah.
Do you know about this one?
I think I actually did this with my brother like way back when.
Yeah,
Explain
so it's very simple. You lock onto somebody with a rocket launcher, switch to your sword, and fling the sword. You got to
And
do
it
it real quick. I forget the exact combination.
Yeah, I definitely have done this before.
But yeah, you just go flying.
Yeah.
And then what you would do with that is you'd use that to
Kill everyone.
fling yourself out of levels.
Oh, of course. And just go flying
Like,
into
what
the
you
out
do is you
battles.
get into a game and people are like, "Hey, you guys want to just have fun with the map?" Like they're like, "Yeah, all right. This level have rocket launcher. All right,
and
we'll
then
have a lot
get
of
the
fun."
rocket launcher, get the sword, and have a good time. No, I haven't touched any of the multiplayer, but I love Halo 2. I know that game gets like a lot of a bad rap in a lot of cases.
I think that's because of the ending more than anything else.
The ending was fine. It was pretty much like kind of a classic cliffhanger ending. Like your two main characters are on opposite ends of the map.
People wanted closure, but they didn't get it.
But I get it now because at the end of Halo 2, the commander's like, Master Chief, what are you doing? And Master Chief's like, I'm finishing this fight. And I'm like, I understand finish the fight now.
Oh, yeah. I've never played any Halos, but now that you've said
Oh, go
that,
ahead.
now I understand that.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
I make that joke all the time. Anytime there's a sequel, I'm like, are we gonna finish the fight? And I don't understand it, but now I
Sure.
do. So, it was good to have that context. Anyway, Halo 2 is great. The cutscenes are amazing. I think that game itself is just really good. The whole like Arbiter kind of being betrayed by the Covenant government and stuff is very interesting. And Keith David is great as the Arbiter. Halo 3, I started playing, and that game's okay. It's fine. It has my big issue with the series so far is just like all the vehicle portions suck. So I don't know why there's so many of them. Because I don't know, it's anytime there's a vehicle portion, you're probably driving something that is smaller than something that you're gonna have to blow up, and it usually takes a long time, and it's not very fun. But there are times when they'll put you like in the Scorpion tank or whatever, and you can just wreck shop, and it's cool, it's fun. But yeah, I don't know. Halo 3 is cool. It definitely does not look as good as like Halo 1 or 2, all redone and HDified, which is sad, but it still looks pretty sharp. I was impressed, and the frame rates there. And I played like the first mission of Halo 4 just because I wanted to play it again, but I haven't finished Halo 3 yet. So powering through, I really like the series. Like I actually really like Halo. I like the story. I like what's going on. And knowing how Halo 4 plays, I'm okay with kind of like getting through these games just to have a context for what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I may actually be looking forward to Halo 5. Like that, I hear that game's like a lot faster and a lot cooler. Like multiplayer wise, like it has a lot more to it. There's a lot of different things you could do. Like kind of jetpacky type things. But playing through these games, I'm like, I feel like I understand why Call of Duty campaigns are super short, because I don't really want to play a first-person shooter for 10 hours. That's just a first-person shooter.
Right.
And
I don't know. They get some pretty good story development right there.
they do. Like, the story is interesting, but there's so little of it. It's so like barely peppered in throughout. Like Halo 2 was a great 10-hour experience, but it still felt way too long. And that could be because I've played a lot of Call of Duty before I've played this. And that's like a faster, tighter controlling experience, because like it's just the controls are built that way, and it's supposed to be faster. It's supposed to move faster. It's supposed to be go by faster, and I'm kind of just used to that. But after like 3 of these games, it's just like these all feel too long. And
and you're also binging it.
Go ahead.
Could be a thing.
Could be, but it's, the things that make Halo really long are just these drawn-out vehicle sections that feel like they shouldn't be as long as they are. And a lot of it's just you just driving over areas. And I don't know, it doesn't feel. It does feel too long. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, it's unnecessarily long in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
Still better than Call of Duty stuff.
I think
for every Call of Duty that came into my house, I tried to understand Evan by going through the first player.
Poor Evan.
After the first level, I was like, I'll do one more. After that, I was like, make it stop. I got through Halo 1. I don't remember anything about it. It was way too long ago.
Yeah.
And I also
It's
got
not good. That's
2.
That's
like
good.
the story mode.
Yeah.
I kind of just fell
like
off.
Halo 2 is the first person shooter story I ever played. Scott, you're cutting in and out.
I don't know.
It's
I know Google hates me, but I just don't know what to tell you.
it's not the muting issue. It's just like a connection. It could be me since I'm the host right now.
Okay.
But like I'm just saying, I do like, I think I like how Call of Duty plays more than you, Scott. I think that plays a big part into it. But it just Halo plays really well in some parts. The enemy design of just like fighting the Flood is terrible. It's not fun. It's fighting the Covenant is fine in a lot of cases, and it's cool, and there are interesting aspects like you kill the elite and all the little grunts just run off all scared and stuff. Like that's cool. And you can kind of upset the balance by attacking certain enemies in a certain order. And I like that. But it's still just, it still feels way samey from moment to moment. Where Call of Duty, for better and for worse, being a big old crazy blockbuster that it is always introducing new things again and again and again. But who knows? I don't know. That's just where I'm pulling on it. I still like Halo a lot. I just think the games are too long. And I will keep playing them. And I'll probably get Halo 5. My interest in it is definitely peaked. That's kind of why I went out and got this, and I got it for $35. So it was a good deal. I played a little bit of Xenoblade Chronicles. Not the 3DS version, the Wii version. And yeah, my brother had a copy, and I was at his apartment. I'm like, oh, whatever, I'll play this.
Sure.
It's different. It's weird. It's not what I expected in a lot of ways. It's you get the setup, and there's Shulk, and he's just hanging out, and he's really feeling it, which is something he says a lot. I'll have you know, he says I'm feeling it a lot. He doesn't say I'm really feeling it a lot.
Sure.
But Tony, rest assured, Shulk is feeling it quite often.
What is he feeling?
I don't know. It's like you go and you do like a successful backslash. He's like, backslash, I'm feeling it. I'm like, what are you feeling?
Oh my god.
And it's good. Like the voice acting is actually pretty good. I feel like it gets a really bad representation in Smash Brothers and how kind of corny it sounds there, but it's good. And I only played like an hour, and Brant, my co-host on Waffles versus Pancakes, he says I need to play more because he's like 30 hours into it on the 3DS. And he's like, it's really good. I need you to like this, and I'm like, it seems okay. The combat, it's like you target something and then you initiate combat, and then it like puts this ring around you that you can't leave until you finished it. And then it's like you have free control over your character's movement, like just strafing around the enemy. And you have to be close to do an attack, and if you back away, you'll stop attacking. And then you have like this little bar at the bottom that's options you can scroll through to do specials. And
Are you using a classic controller?
I was using a Wii Remote and Nunchuck because I didn't have my classic controller.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was terrible. The camera controls, I hope they map that to the right analog stick. I haven't checked yet.
I believe they do.
Good, because it's you hold the C button and then use the D-pad on the Wii remote to move the camera, and it's all inverted the wrong way, and I'm like, oh god, what's happening? But yeah, the combat was cool. It's like, you can actually move yourself behind an enemy and like do a backslash, and if you're behind the enemy, the backslash does more damage. Who would have thought? But I don't. It's cool, I guess. I'll play more of it. I'll let you know, Scott, if this is worth it.
Mhm.
This is worth the investment, or me borrowing it from my brother and then lending it to you. But the
Alex, where'd Xenoblade go?
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Scott probably has it or something.
Probably
the only
broke
other
in.
thing-
He probably broke in. He's like, I'm taking this. I'll go get. I'll talk to him about it.
you do have like a record of breaking into apartments now at this point.
Oh my.
I played Forza Presents The Fast and the Furious for Xbox One because it was free. And apparently it's like a really good entry point for Forza. I didn't play enough of it. I just played like the first race. And I liked it. It was cool.
Yeah.
I played it on like super easy baby mode, like you don't understand how driving sims work mode, and I'm like, okay, Jesus, take the wheel. That's pretty much my perspective with it. And I haven't played enough of that to really talk about it. I do want to talk about last game. I swear, Donkey Kong 64, guys.
Oh, Mister. Oh, this Nintendo Direct has Nintendo Donkey Kong 64 on it. I don't care. It's all about the Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem.
You texted me, you're like, I'm watching someone play Donkey Kong 64. I'm like, why am I not playing Donkey Kong 64? That was like the thought process. It was as up and down and simple as that. And then I bought it, and I played like the first hour, and I'm like, this fucking game is so dumb. But I love it on such an intimate level.
Right.
It's kind of like, I feel like this is microtransactions before microtransactions in a way, in that this feels super gross how they're doing this, and like you can only get these collectibles as this character, and this is gross, and you love it, and I'm like, oh god, they took the rare formula and they burned it to the ground. I'm just like, Banjo-Kazooie's great because you're just walking around, you get a bunch of stuff, you get a honeycomb there, and then you get 5 more, and then you get a new life block, and then you're all happy and stuff. It makes a little jingly tune, and this is like, there you go. In this, it's, you're as Donkey Kong, so you can get those yellow tokens, but you see those red tokens in the water that you just saw, and you're like, I'm gonna forget these are here. You can only get them as Diddy Kong, so the fuck you, I guess.
Ooh, banana.
Yeah. It does have some fantastic jingles and music, though.
I've never seen that game
Still good?
before.
It's still good.
And I've never seen the game before this point, but like ever since I met Katie, like ever since I met her, she always talked about like wanting to play the game again, but like she couldn't ever find her copy. We'd always say like, oh, we're gonna get it for your birthday. We never did it, and then like like me and Margaret just like you like when the game came out, like you need to play this fucking game, like seriously, like it's like because like you've been torturing us about this for years, and like you've been talking about it, so just play it, and we just watched her play it for like 3 hours straight, and she just like loved every second of it, all janky and all how janky that game is, but like man, she was enjoying herself, and she's playing it right now. I bet, if she's not at the circus right now, but yeah, but that's the game she's gonna be playing for like the next week or two.
It controls terribly. on on the Pro controller.
Oh yeah, she told me.
It's terrible. It's like, man, without the C buttons, this is just the worst thing. This is as bad as it gets. I think I might map the C buttons to the D-pad and see if I can manage that. But yeah, that game's magical. Like as soon as you boot up that game and see the DK rap, you're like, I'm all in. This is clearly the apex of video game based intro music. But no, it's good. I like Donkey Kong 64. It's $10. You guys should go buy it. That's everything I've been playing. Tony?
Hey, cutie pie.
Hey, welcome
Oh
back.
my god.
The pause was for dramatic effect.
Yeah, I'm sure. It wasn't you leaning over to unmute your microphone.
I don't have to lean to reach my microphone.
Then why
That'd
does
be way
it
too
take
far
you
away.
so long?
It's because if I hit the button and then start talking immediately, like the first half second of whatever I'm saying gets cut off
Okay.
of the
Right,
so
yeah.
I'd rather not do that.
Okay. Fair enough. What have you been playing, Tony?
Same shit as usual.
Scott and I were witness to your wedding.
Yeah, that happened.
I said
That was super cringeworthy too.
it was
It was.
terrible. Oh my god.
hmm
It was, so for those who don't know, probably just Allie.
Yeah.
You were playing the rhythm game Audition.
Yeah, it's a like 8-year-old Korean-made rhythm game.
Okay.
It looks like 30 years old.
I actually found out since then that there have been 2 sequels made for this game. I'm tried the one that's most recent, but it's you have to proxy your IP to Singapore just to log in. So
So you're gonna do that, is what you're saying.
I have done that once. I just haven't really taken the time to look at it more, but it looks alright. But yeah, anyway, continue.
Hold on. You say this is a rhythm game.
It is a rhythm game.
There is one aspect to this rhythm game, and that is hitting the spacebar at every 4th note, and that's it.
Well, that and you press all the arrows.
Yes, but you do not press the arrows to any kind of beat. You have to press the arrows
only
before the
in
time
only
is
in the
up.
mode that you played, Scott. Or the
Oh, see,
couple
Scott,
modes that we looked at.
It gets better, don't worry. So I told Tony last week, because there's like a marriage thing in Audition where you can get married to another character, and there's like a specific dance-based event.
You have to buy a ticket for real money to do this thing, and then you get 3 chances, and if you fail, it's gone.
It's gone forever. Well, you and a friend of yours were doing this, like, let's do this dance thing, and you can invite 10 people to spectate. And I'm sitting there trying to download and install the game. My Wi-Fi's all crap. It's going to take 6 years to download. So I'm like, Scott, just screen share your goddamn thing with me. Because Scott was going to do it too, because why not? Because I thought it would be funny if I told Tony I had to be at his wedding, and
Yeah,
it
of course.
was wedded inside of a video game.
It's just as ridiculous as it sounds.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So I participated by being Scott's +1 essentially, and I just watched him screen share the event to me on Skype,
He couldn't even hear the music, which I ended up sharing with him later.
and it was great. Terrible, but great.
Yeah.
Just like Harry Potter. And
Harry Potter's not terrible.
it's the Ollivander quote from the first book.
Oh, I see. Yes, yes.
Don't worry. I love Harry Potter. That unabashed joke about me listening to Jim Dale reading Harry Potter before the show, that was 100% real.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, all of this, me screen sharing with Scott for something that doesn't matter. It is actually as stupid as it all sounds. So it's
pretty
just
good though.
on Skype while Tony,
Right.
I can't screen share this because it might slow down my computer and that would break the game. So I'm just sitting there watching, commentating to Scott like, this is terrible, and you can see the chat in the lower left corner of just like the 9 other random people that were there,
Sure.
and they're just saying the dumbest shit.
Yep.
So that was the weekend, Tony.
Yeah, that was Saturday at 9 p.m.
Right.
Thank you for inviting me to your wedding. It was wonderful. It was a lovely service.
Yeah, it was an experience for sure. But I found out what happens like post marriage in this game.
Yeah.
And that consists of
No sex.
a lot of growing flowers, and like that's it.
Marriage game plus.
Yeah, pretty much. So like
I'm
what
sorry.
you do is you get access to this garden and you can plant flowers, and as you like once an hour you need to like go in there and then water them, and when they grow, like there are like 6 stages of them growing, and each time they get bigger they'll pop out like an item or something that you could normally buy, so just you get like rolling rewards as you go forward.
So it's like a rhythm game, and it like
It's
a
okay.
farming
So
sim, and it like a dating.
yeah, my experience playing this game is 90% chatting, 10% playing.
Okay.
It's all of the above. It's an experience, Allie.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So like I do particularly enjoy there's a very Guitar Hero-esque mode that you can play in this game. It's basically exactly Guitar Hero, but
This game sounds like the game to end all games, really.
it's pretty cool.
This is like the end all be all of the medium.
Sure, exactly.
No.
It's worth taking a look at if you have any interest in really weird rhythm games.
God, it looks fucking terrible. It's the worst. Scott and I were watching, and I'm like, Scott, is this what the fucking game looks like? He's like, yeah, it's not very good.
I should show you what the new the like 3rd generation of this game looks like, because it's way better.
Also, let it be known that the act of the wedding, the marriage, was like some chick in the background doing a wicked flute solo,
Yeah.
and you and your bride to be breakdancing in front of a band.
Oh my god.
Not to mention that you're clipping through each other.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's the worst.
I actually have a replay saved, so I could play it sometime.
You should upload it to our YouTube channel just so people understand.
I'll see if I can like play the replay and then record it with like Fraps or something,
Do it.
and then upload it. But I was lagging really hard, so it's kind of like super shit.
I mean, so is the game, so it's.
Yeah, but you know, whatever. It's like I really like rhythm games, so this one's kind of all right. But so since then we've done the garden thing,
Yeah.
and you get to you collect like hearts as you do like stuff with that person, and once you get a specific number, your level as a married couple goes up, and so once you get to 5, in order to progress on to level 6 through 9 or 6 through 10, you have to perform a love party, which is basically a repeat of the marriage that allows you to access the next level of your wedding ring.
God, Jesus.
It's just as stupid as it sounds. And so
That's
Just
real
as much
stupid.
clipping too.
So the mode that you use for the marriage is couple dance, which normally when you're playing the game, it'll show you a sequence of arrows. You have to press all of them, and then at the end of the 4th beat, when like the dot lines up with the like bright point on the line that it's moving across, you press the space bar. In couple dance, then you can see all of the arrows, but you're only supposed to press yours.
Okay.
So it's like a little more difficult to see them because they're all spread out over. If you're supposed to press 6, there are 12, and you only press the 6 that are yours.
It's like sharing a dance pad with a Dance Dance Revolution partner.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
And then so that's what you use for the marriage, and then the mode that you use for love parties is ballroom dance, which is normal, but when your partner messes up, you have to do that thing where you're like covering for them, so you see their arrows, but you still only do yours. It's pretty weird.
I also want to say that while Scott and I were watching this, sharing an exceptionally intimate moment together, probably more intimate than the breakdancing wedding that you had.
Probably.
Scott is just like, watching this, I realized I don't give a fuck about any rhythm game that isn't Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, there's a Dance Dance Revolution mode in this game, so there you go, Scott.
I just thought it was appropriate that the only rhythm game that Scott cares about came out in 1998.
Yeah.
Sometime around there. And that's pretty much it. You already hit the
I
max.
thought I said that on the show. That's when I said that?
I don't know. It could have been both.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably was both.
Yes.
So-
Tony.
So I was gonna conclude this. So basically, what happens is it starts off really easy, but the requirements are the same. Like you have to get perfect, like do the thing perfectly at the same time as the other person, a specific number of times, get a total number of perfects between you, and then get a specific score. You have 3 times to get it, and it gets a little bit easier each time. But it's the same deal where you buy a ticket with real money to do each of these things, and then if you fail 3 times, it's gone. So it's we've done 2 of them since then, and man, it would be great if she was like better at the game.
Sick burn, bro.
Or like, well,
That's
not necessarily
amazing.
better at the game, but better at getting perfects a lot. Because
It'd be
man,
so great if she just
I'm
didn't
always
suck.
carrying.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
All
much.
right, Tony, have you been playing anything else?
Yeah, I played a little bit of World in Audition, which is Audition 3.
Okay.
We kind of briefly touched on that. That's about all I know. Is I played that, and it's like a massive improvement, but I don't know how many people play it because technically it's out for like open beta in US, but the only way to log in, because you get an IP error, is by tunneling your IP into Singapore. So
That sounds broken if it's in legitimate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is pretty the definition
Yeah.
of broken.
So I'm kind
That's
of
what it's
waiting.
all.
I'm kind of waiting for it to be a little better before doing more of that. Hearthstone came out for cellular devices this week.
Oh, I know what I'm downloading right now.
Yeah, it's actually really. I was interested to see how it would work on my iPhone.
Yeah.
And you know what? They did it pretty good.
How'd
It
they
works.
change the UI and stuff?
So like, you don't have the 10 crystals in the bottom. It's just a number.
Yeah.
And your hand, it's not always like big and in the middle. It's down in the bottom corner of your screen, and then when you tap it, it brings it up and kind of covers up the UI a little bit. But you know, it's kind of, you have to see it to really understand it. But it works, and I was impressed with what they managed to do in the beginning. With it, so. Yeah, I was able to play a game and not die, so that's what I was interested in.
Yeah, that's
like,
kind of the hope.
And it worked on my cellular network rather than Wi-Fi, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I'm downloading it right now. I'd like to see how it works and runs,
we
because I can actually
can
maybe
play a
spend more.
match, bro.
No, I don't want to play against you, Tony. You're too good at them.
We can just
Win.
use the normal decks that you.
You'll
it
still
gives you.
win.
You don't know that. What if you draw all the good cards and I don't?
Well, we can only hope.
Yeah.
That's
Other
it.
than that, it's just WoW. Not a WoW.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Still, are you still #1 on your server or whatever?
For one of the boss fights, I think the one that I was talking about previously, yes. No one's beaten my record.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Tony's our resident MMOer mower.
I guess I play a massively multiplayer role-playing game and a massively multiplayer dancing thing.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
You hit all the notes.
But yeah, so that's really all I had time for this week. I didn't spend too much time playing games because I was so busy with school. So.
Understandable. Nabashin, how about you round us out?
Sure. Well, we were talking about Donkey Kong 64. I didn't play that. I just watched Katie play it.
Were you entranced by its majesty?
I was more entranced by like how into it Katie was, because like she gets her moments like when she just feels like playing something old, and like when she gets I enjoy watching her play video games, because like when she plays video games she really gets into it and just like is always happy, and just like she always, like, I ask a question about it, she always like explains it right away. That tells me like the whole lore of like the whole thing. So even I didn't even ask for that much, she'll just like pretty much get into it. Stop moving your cursor, Scott. That bugs me. I'm sorry.
Google Doc.
I was watching that too. I was like, oh.
Hypnotizing.
Yeah,
I do that to him all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Not all the time on purpose, but all the time nonetheless.
Scott,
Right.
you never concentrate on anything. It's fine.
But yeah, like she's I just like enjoying watching her play that game. Like it's probably something I would never play. But like I enjoy watching her play that. It's really interesting. Like that's just something I'll probably just go over there just to see her play and just talk to her about it, because like I like learning stuff about like like what other people are into, and just like get my own knowledge of it, just trying to get my own information from it. So like stuff like that, because like even when she play like games like Animal Crossing and like Harvest Moon, like
Oh
like
my God, those are my favorites.
like I'm not personally that into them, but like like when she like there's like a Wii version of Harvest Moon, and like when we lived together, she played that like for hours, like every day, and like he was like, oh, that's my husband, and like he's a doctor, and like yeah, we're in love together and stuff like that, and she just like tells
was
me,
he the
like,
wolf one? He was the wolf Animal
She-
Crossing guy, right?
no, I was talking about the Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking Animal Crossing. Don't worry about me. I'm crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, yeah. So that's probably something I'll just do like every time I come over, and just talk to her about that type of stuff. Um, so I beat Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse. I just felt like playing that. Like I said last week, I felt like playing that, and I just beat it this week. Yeah, that game still holds up. It's still really good. It plays good. It looks good. I love playing that game. And like I just haven't played it in forever. I just wanted to play it again. Just that old Super Nintendo game. I forgot how much of a like dumb ending it has though, because spoilers for that game, I guess. Like when you beat the game, it's all just a dream, and like it's not even like one of those like, oh, there's my suit right there, so like maybe it wasn't a dream. No, it was just totally a dream, and you just like go outside and just throw balls at Pluto for the rest of the game through the credits and stuff like that. So I was like, wow, that's a dumb ending, but like. Other than that, yeah, that game still, it still holds up. I love playing that game. That game it got so much charm to it, and it plays really, really good. I loved playing that game when I was younger. So
It's Mario 2 all over again. I just feel so cheated at the end of it.
pretty
Well,
much.
you feel cheated at the start all throughout that game.
Hey, Mario 2 is awesome. American Mario 2, I should say.
Doki Doki Panic.
Still
His
has
ass with a little rip.
You're the worst, Scott. God damn it. Okay.
I bought Mario 64 just because I just wanted to see how 64 games play on Wii U. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then I just played like the first level and then stopped. I like that game, but it's not worth like really going through it again.
Yeah.
I paid $10 for it, but whatever. But yeah, that game's still good. Played like 2 more worlds of Mario Galaxy 2. I'm still going through that game. Like I've been forgetting to go back to it, unfortunately. Like I said, I haven't been in my gaming groove as of late. So like I'm just not nailed down to something I just want to play. So I'm just like going from game to game to game to game, and just doing something. That's why I haven't really gone back to The Witcher 2. Why I even gone back to Mass Effect? I haven't really been streaming that much. I did stream something though. I streamed Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7 just because.
God damn. Here we are. Finally.
Yeah. And I played like maybe like 2.5 hours of that, something like that. I played that all on stream. I think that game's still good. Like it's complete random and it's BS, and like like the combat system is just like as simple as it gets, but I like that game. I think that game's okay.
I don't know if I don't like that game. Is all I said. Like it could be still good, or it could not hold up at all. So
yeah. So yeah, like Jared was in the chat when I was playing that game, and like
just shitting all over it, wasn't he?
no, he was saying like, oh yeah, this game is pretty good. Like he was saying the same thing like I was saying. Like it's just random as hell, but it's still a good game. It has a good story. And Zach, he didn't like Zach. I like Zach. I think Zach's
like
a
Zach, yeah.
character.
I think Zach is fantastic.
Yeah. And like he was asking me like, oh, what do you think about Final Fantasy 7? I'm like, I've never really got through Final Fantasy 7. I played like an hour of it and that's it. And he was like, oh, well, you like this game? And I'm like, yeah. And like, you saw the Accent Children movie, right? And he was like, yeah, I saw that too. And I was like, why don't you like Final Fantasy 7? I was like, I have issues, man. Don't worry
It's
about
a
it.
personal vendetta against Final Fantasy VII.
That game lied to me. I'm sorry.
I'll have you know, Nabishin, it's Advent Children. Excuse you.
Actually.
No one gives a shit about Final Fantasy VII anymore. I'm sure no one would lose their minds if they announced some PC port or something to the PS4, whatever. It's interesting. I want to play at least a little bit of Crisis Core again, just because I want to know. But maybe it's better. What I want to play more than anything else is Dirge of Cerberus and see if like that game is at all good. 'Cause
No, that game I'm pretty sure is just universal bad.
I remember really liking that game. So
Oh,
Okay.
did you beat that game?
I did beat that game. That game has
okay.
a crazy ending. Dirge of Cerberus, actually Devil May Cry 4. It has the same ending. I'm not kidding. It's insane. So.
But yeah. Will I stream more of that? I don't know. Maybe. I just wanted to go back to it, and I just had an excuse to like plug in my PSP and stream that for a while because I wanted to see if that worked. And it's like, oh yeah, it works, and I guess I'll play this for a while. It was really nostalgic going back to that game though. Crisis Core. Like I kind of do want to play that game again, but like, cause it's so weird. Like the only reason I really want to play that game again mostly is just because of just to go through the whole character arc with Zack and just to see Aerith again because I really, really, really liked her in that game. Like, there was something about the way her voice acting and like the way she animated in the cutscenes that like I thought she looked just like fantastic. I thought she looked phenomenal in that game. So, and I just thought she was super cute. So I was like, I want to see that again because I remember right, she was cute. I didn't like.
I don't want to remember this wrong. No,
Yeah.
that game portrays her really well. I think so does Final Fantasy VII, but you'll never play that game, so.
How did that game lie to you?
Right? Remember this the commercial where it was like the cutscenes of like, it looked good, and then you play the game and everyone has Popeye arms,
Yeah.
and it's a lie. The whole game is a lie, and the whole game looks like that garbage. And I'm like, I still like this game. Now she's like, fucking lied to me. So.
It lied to me. I just came
I
off
have
of
no idea what you're talking about. So
I just came off with Super Mario RPG. And I was like, oh, games look amazing. The games look fantastic. Oh, this is new PlayStation thing. Like, like when I rented that from that drugstore wherever I got it from, when I rented it, I didn't understand multiple discs. So I was like, I put in the first disc, I played the game, I was like, oh, this looks terrible. Like maybe I'll put the second disc in and it'll look better. Like, no, what? It doesn't read. What's this? I put the third disc in. Why isn't it reading? This is dumb. I'll take it back. That's pretty much my whole experience with Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much anyone's experience with that game. No, I don't fault you for it. I hold my vendettas against certain movies that shall not be named, but yeah, sometimes that
you
shit
have
gets
several
noisy.
vendettas against that movie? Damn.
I don't have not again. We're gonna have to.
At the very least, if you're not gonna watch the movie, just let the vendettas go a little bit.
I know. I need to let
Just
go
a little
of this.
bit.
Wait, which movie? What are we
V
talking
for
about?
Vendetta.
It's V for
Oh.
No, it's not that movie.
It's the movie Birdman. Michael Keaton.
Yes, that
Yeah.
didn't it win? Didn't it win?
It won Best Picture, ends up.
Yeah.
As my brother loves to remind me. Anyway, let's move on. This
Moving
is
on.
shredded territory.
You gotta bring this up every week.
Every week, it's gonna haunt me until I'm
That's the first
fucking
thing you
dead,
ask
or I
about.
watch the movie,
Or until you stop bringing it up.
or until I stop bringing it up. Either or. All right. What else, Nabashin? Is that all you've been playing?
Just more Action Verge. Just trudging through that. Like,
Hasn't
got-
grabbed you yet?
no. Like, I play the game and it's like I'm just going through the motions now. Like, there's nothing really there for me, but like it's fun enough to play, but not fun enough to really pay attention to. I guess that's all I can really say about it. And I feel like I'm giving a travesty to that game, but like that's just how I feel. It's just like there's nothing really that like grabs me, and I just feel like a game like Shadow Complex did it better as far as like grabbing me and like getting me so. Not that I thought that game had a great story or anything like that, but I thought it was like at least better.
It was engaging.
Yeah, I felt like more compelling than Action Verges, but I don't know. That's me. That's just a weird thing. I'm not trying to discourage anybody who played that game and actually love it, but like
It's just
It's
not
just-
doing it for you.
yeah, it's just not my cup of tea, I guess. And another game I've been playing, like for some reason, like I just had this urge to play more Dragon Age Inquisition. Like it's so weird with me with that game. I feel like it's the game I should just love because I keep going back to it. I play like another couple of hours into it, and I go back to old saves to look at the saves. Like, oh, there was that ballroom. I did the whole ballroom part again, and I was like, oh yeah, that part was great. That part was
Yeah.
great. I love that part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
But it's like I just don't like the combat in that game. But like it's like the worst thing. It's like almost the opposite of Deadly Premonition. It's like whereas like that's like I feel like they're even though Deadly Premonition is a terrible game, I love it like dearly. But like even though Dragon Age Inquisition is a great game, is like I don't know, or great for some people. It's just it's not doing it for me. But like when I play, I'm just so into it. I just I get immersed into it, but it's just like I just don't like playing it. It's the weirdest thing. It's like if I had a girlfriend, I would watch her play and like we would enjoy that if she enjoyed playing that game or something like that. But like it's just like I just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that comes with what we established is that the gameplay for that game is terrible.
I think it's just that Bioware hook, Nabashin. It's like compelling you. It's like some subconscious thing that you have
I
to
think it
play this
is.
game.
I don't know because like Mass Effect is like everything to me. Like that's just my game. Like I'm so into that, and then like I just look at this game and it's like I just wish like if the combat was just better. If I didn't look like I was just hitting ankles for like 20 minutes of a dragon just for it to knock down.
Yeah, I agree. It took me a while to get into it, but then I just became so like absorbed with the characters and like all that stuff that I just like
Just didn't care.
no, I didn't. Like I platinumed the game. That's how much I liked
nice.
it.
I was gonna say that platinum in that game requires beating it on the hardest difficulty, right?
Yeah, so I played the whole game on nightmare mode.
How in God's name did you do that?
It becomes once you kind of like actually learn the mechanics of the game, it becomes like it's not that hard. It's just it's kind of it becomes as trivial as it was really on like the easiest mode. If you just figure out some like, okay, now I just gotta do this combo every time and
Okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, but like so many people got freaked out. Also, I feel like it's just not a good understand. Like so many people got freaked out. The hardest part of Dragon Age Inquisition is the prologue. That's the hardest fight, in my opinion, in the entire game. And so a lot of people like they go into nightmare mode and they're like, "Oh my god, this is kicking my butt. Like I can't do this. This sucks. This is like terrible." But once you kind of get through that and then get through like the first even like couple of whatever stages, the hinterland, then like everything just it becomes as easy as it was kind of on regular.
Damn. Just calling those people out. They can't handle it. Yeah. I hate. Actually, I don't even want to get in with Dragon Age Inquisition. I've talked that game to death about why I don't like it. I think there is something that just compels you about that game, Navish, and that's why you keep going back. It's the Mass Effect. It's the Bioware touch.
Yeah, I kind of want to do a new playthrough to that game, man. I just want to play as a lady and get with Josephine or something like that. Like I don't know. Like there's some. I really like those characters. I really like the world.
Yeah.
I just don't like playing it.
Yeah, it's kind of just like there. Yeah, there have been times where just like even just like hold like my console, like my hand on like the trigger, and that my characters will just win, like a little bit like.
I guess this is over now. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Is that all you've been playing, Namishin?
And I beat DMC Devil May Cry again on hardcore mode this time. So I got that trophy. I'm happy.
Still good.
Still good.
Yeah, that game's really good. All right, then we'll take a little break. When we come back, we got some news to talk about. How you doing, Allie? We're only about halfway through, so.
Good. Yeah. No, I'm doing good.
A little more than halfway through.
A little more than halfway through. All right, so we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we will talk about news. We'll be back in just a little bit, guys.
Choo choo choo.
So we're on a break now, Allie. So if you have to use the bathroom, go get a drink or something. I'm gonna get a cup of water, and then we can.
Sure.
I'll be back, and we can continue on.
Okay, sounds good.
Check, check, check. No, whoops.
No, I am back.
Welcome back.
Were we waiting on me?
I'm also back.
I think we're waiting on everybody. Hey, as I can see me again. Welcome back
Yeah.
as well.
Hello.
Ugh, I think my microphone got unplugged for a bit, but I think we're good. I think Audacity was like, "No, we got this," and it's continued to record from the right thing, which is surprising.
Skew.
Welcome back, Namishan. Presumably.
Yeah.
I managed to make myself appear again. We got a couple of comments from Alejandro Alvarez, who tweeted at us, at Alan and myself. Here we go. He said the Halo series went downhill after 4, or from 4 on. Which is interesting.
Damn you, 343.
Yeah, 343 ruined anything. In fact, there's a character named 343 Guilty Spark in Halo.
There is.
Is that why they're named 343?
I think so. I'm gonna actually.
They'll make nothing. They'll never make any other games than Halo. I'm assuming.
Yes. I don't know. I'm actually gonna stop my recording just because I want to make sure it's not messed up. My microphone got unplugged. I'll tell you. You can bring me back in for that.
Sure.
Okay. So I don't want to.
He said Halo went down after what?
From 4 on.
I
I think he's still watching.
Yeah, but like.
In my opinion, the Halo series started to decline after 4. So presumably he means from 4.
4 is the most recent game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last.
Like numbered
So
game, and then
So
I believe
basically,
it was,
so basically, after 343 took over, he thinks the Bungie games are just better with just Bungie, or the Halo games with Bungie.
what are the side games after 4?
There hasn't been one. Well, there's the twin stick shooter one.
Spartan Assault.
Yeah. But Bungie didn't even make, or Halo. Jeez.
343.
343 didn't even make that. I'm not there, clearly.
So basically, Reach was the last good game, is what he means.
Yeah. I've never played Reach.
Heard is good.
Maybe Reach is great.
Heard good things about it.
Yeah. I'm excited that they're adding Halo ODST into the Master Chief Collection.
Mm-hmm. I think they'll
I
do
definitely-
Reach after that. Didn't Joe give that like an 11.10 or something like that?
Well, he gave it our highest score, which at the time was
Oh,
it's
11 out of 10.
yeah, well, you know, I was a kid. I was a young. Jeez, it's gonna take a few minutes to save this. Oh no, it's speeding up. There we go. That was good. Yeah, it looks like it was a good thing I stopped. Yeah, it switched microphones. Okay. Give me 1 second, Ocean.
Yep.
Check. Are we all back? Everybody?
Yeah, I'm back.
Tony?
What?
Okay. That's okay. I have to... Tony, right, did you just get back?
No, I've been here the whole time.
Okay. When I came back, I said, is anyone back yet? And you didn't say anything.
I just don't like you.
You just let me sit out there by myself thinking I was all alone.
That's right.
So cool. An option from 3 to 1, and then I'll come back in.
Sure. When you're ready?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Cool. All good. I think my cord is somewhere around here. Everyone's in for a real treat this time around. Nice surprise.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no. I didn't change it or anything. Allie just doesn't know. She doesn't know what's coming.
No, I don't.
I think you're ruining it, though. It's supposed to be...
I always have to hype it up. All right, we're all good? We're all ready to start?
Yep.
Okay. Let's get this baby rolling.
Is there a vacuum
no.
in your background, Alex?
No, my fan just turned on my computer.
Oh, okay.
It's probably what it is. It's about what mine sounds like.
I don't know.
I am far away from this mic. Hold on, I need to fix that.
I can lower my microphone a little bit so you can't hear as much. Oh yeah, that's right.
There we go. That should that should help.
That makes the world of difference.
Yeah, because I unplugged my microphone, Google Hangout switched my microphone, so.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, I try. And thank you. News in gaming. It's always a nice surprise for our guests.
Very nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah, we try. Let's talk about some news, guys and gal.
Let's do it.
So, Guitar Hero. Let's talk about Guitar Hero.
Okay.
They it'd been rumored and blah blah blah. They'd said there might be a new Guitar Hero this year, which is appropriate because there's a new Rock Band this year. Why not just let the Titans clash again? And so they unveiled Guitar Hero Live this week, which is the name of the new Guitar Hero. I did a little bit. I listened, to the Giant Bombcast. I did a little bit of research on this. Nabishan, do you think you could succinctly explain what the hell is going on with Guitar Hero Live?
I mean, it's more of like a first, it's more of an experience this time. They're making it seem like pretty much like it's so basically it's all in F&B and you're in first person. So it's like you're pretty much like all sitting in the back of a studio, getting ready to go out to a live stage. And like when you go out to a live stage and on your TV screen, it looks like you're in first person. You can just see like a crowd of people, and you're just playing for them. With your new guitar and everything like that. So like everything that you're doing, like it looks so weird, dude. It's like
Really?
It looks so weird. Because so imagine with me, Allie.
Sure.
Take a trip.
Yeah.
The ship of the imagination, if you will. Like you're seeing from like a standing perspective, just a crowd of people.
Right.
And you're playing on the new Guitar Hero guitar, which it has 6 frets, right?
yes,
Like 3 black frets and 3 white frets, or something like that.
yes.
And if you're doing good, the crowd's all like, "Yeah, he's doing good," and they look happy and stuff.
Sure, and then when you start doing poorly, they start throwing things at you. Yeah.
And like you'll first person look left and right, and you'll see your bandmates like, "What are you doing, man?" But this is full motion. This is real people. Like it is like a video of actual human beings.
Oh, that's weird. No. I don't like that. I don't like
not
that.
like in-game generated. It's like full motion video of human dudes. Like they got
No,
these
no, 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 no.
these fake bands together to play these audiences, and they had like cameras set up to record all of this.
Okay. Right.
Uh, which that's one of the weirdest things. And they did this for like all the
It's a little
songs in the
creepy.
game. Yeah, it is weird and a little creepy. And so they recorded. It sounds like they recorded like 2 sessions, like one of your bandmates in the crowd being unhappy, and one of everyone being happy.
Oh my
And
God. Isn't that
so
a lot of people's like worst nightmare though, to be like performing on stage and then start failing and real
Like-
people start
well, like the thing
booing?
is that like the background stuff is more kind of an aesthetic, like you get the environment feel of it because you're just going to be looking at the board, the fretboard, and kind
Sure.
of playing along. So like, this is the live mode, and there's one other mode which is like Guitar Hero TV. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
And that's where you just have like your track list, and when you play a song, you just play it, and the music video plays in the background.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
So they went through a lot of work for this whole FMV thing, and it sounds, idea-wise, it sounds terrible. This sounds like the worst thing ever. Like, I'm already, I'm not like very stage shy or anything like that, but I don't want to like play. I'm not playing Guitar Hero to play real guitar.
I don't
Right,
know.
exactly, yeah.
To play Guitar Hero.
Yeah, I'm playing Guitar Hero so I don't have to play a real guitar.
Exactly. Yeah, like a lot of people are like stage fright. And that's like I feel like that's like the number one fear of like just people in general, like public speaking or being up on stage. Like people, I don't know.
It sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
It also sounds different and interesting, at the very least. And there's a new guitar, so you have to have a new peripheral with this. It's coming out this fall, and it sounds like there's going to be some kind of like subscription-esque service, or not subscription, but like you
God.
pay to kind of play whatever song. It's not like buying a bunch of DLC and everything.
Okay.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I didn't understand it entirely when I read about it, but like with Guitar Hero TV, you can like pay to play more songs in some regard. They said they would talk about it at E3, so
Okay.
there's not a lot of detail out about it.
I know they're saying like pretty much like the only thing you'll need is just a guitar. So like if you like get it like because they're releasing a version of this game on your iPhone. So
Mhm.
like pretty much it's like you can take it anywhere you want to, but like all you need is just a guitar. So like they're trying to make that guitar like platform agnostic. So like you could play on a PS4, Xbox One, or even your phone. So
Mhm.
like just take Guitar Hero any way you want to or something like that. So.
Yeah, and it's so the guitar, the way it's set up, it's you get the normal strum, and the top 3 frets are 6 buttons, so it's 3, one on like the top half, one on the bottom half. So the idea of that sounds interesting, and playing it could be cool. I don't know. I definitely don't like the 5 buttons like going down the neck of the guitar. I didn't like how that felt.
Right. Yeah.
That's just because I'm like stretching my hand out like it's like and I can't do that. But it's weird. It's a difference. It could be good.
Mhm.
I hate the idea of it though, and it's apparently super silly and kind of endearing because of that. But we'll see.
I mean, like this is the thing, right? So it's like, what do you want? Do you like? You want some kind of innovation, which this is kind of is, not exactly, but kind of is.
But it
Or
could
do
be.
Yeah, or do you want this pretty much the same thing that you've been doing before, which is what more or less Rock Band is going to be.
Yeah.
So it's like because like even Rock Band let you use your old instruments, they'll let you get some of your old songs back that you had before. So it's like everything that you had before you can have again just on your newer platforms. But like with Guitar Hero, this is a totally new thing. So like none of your old songs are coming back. You have to get a new guitar, but like everything's just gonna be in that guitar and nothing else. Like there's not gonna be no drums or anything like that. They're not being Rock Band anymore. They're being their own thing. So it's like which one do you want more of? I guess.
Yeah, and I think it was today they announced like Harmonix got out there and said, yeah, you can use your old Rock Band instruments on your new systems with Rock Band 4. So it's good to have that kind of confirmed. So if you have them, you have to go out and spend $150 buying them
Yeah,
from them.
definitely.
Mm.
That would have
So.
sucked.
Have you played Rock Band or Guitar Hero, Allie?
Yes, I have. Like, um, back in the day, I think everyone had like that one friend who had like the whole like Guitar Hero like system. So we would go over to like my friend's house and play. I really liked it. Like the first time I played it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. But it was never something that like I got for myself or like really like it's kind of like a novelty thing. And then I was like, I just wanted to keep playing. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. This is so innovative. And then um, after a while, it just kind of I like rock band because like I like to sing, so I would be like a vocalist or whatever, and then
Yeah.
Right.
That was
it,
my
like
cop-out rock
show
band
off
answer,
a
right?
little bit.
Yeah, I like to sing. I wasn't showing off by any means,
Right.
but
But yeah.
it was fun. That was what I had the most fun doing. I don't know. At least Guitar Hero is doing something different. I think in this kind of climate we're at, where these things have all fallen apart, they definitely did have to do something different.
Indeed.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of weird though. It's like Guitar Hero's coming back and Tony Hawk's coming back. So it's like this is Activision from like 10 years ago. This resurfacing again.
2005 is 2015. Let's do it.
Oh my God.
The Xbox 360 is coming out this year. No, it is weird. Tony Hawk is coming back as well, man. I don't know what to think about that. We'll
Yeah,
see.
it's strange. It's like franchises these days like never die. Like it'll always come back somehow because I guess companies spend so much money like investing in getting like all the startup and they have this intellectual property, so they're gonna bring it out sooner or later.
Yeah, it's pretty much all about branding. Like even like something like Battlefield Hardline, it didn't really need Battlefield in front of the name, but like having Battlefield in that name probably helps it sell more. So
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest example of something like we don't think this would sell without this name.
Sure.
What's this J-Stars Victory V's option? What do you?
What? You got a problem with that?
What are you adding into this goddamn? I don't know. I don't actually know what the hell's going on with this. So.
It's just Shonen Jump fighting game from Japan. They're bringing it to the U.S. and it's coming in June 30th. I'm excited. That's just a neat thing.
That's right. I remember when this was announced coming to the U.S.
Yes.
And Greg was excited as well.
Yeah, he's not going to get in.
I'm glad that you have so much faith in Greg. He might get it a year from now, just like Hatsune Miku, though.
Exactly. Like he has us on the ultimate otaku shit, but like, yeah, I'll get to my otaku shit later when I get around to it. You know what? I need to stop talking about Greg.
Poor Greg. Somewhere is just like the reason he hasn't come on this show is again in a while is just 'cause he's listening. And he's just got like a single tear permanently in his eye
every time.
Seriously.
Greg is a host on the show, for your reference, Allie, and
Okay.
he likes the animes.
Sure.
No, J-Star's Victory V's is cool.
Seriously, what he's been up to lately?
I don't know, him and I'm in the MupX, the Malicious Underground podcast email thread still. So
I mean, other than that, like, what's up with him in life? I'm pretty sure he's
moving to
fine.
Florida in a few months.
Yeah, I know
In a couple
that.
months.
Yeah, I knew that. I'm just like, is he okay? Is he fine? Is he happy?
Yeah, he seems pretty good. He's very busy. He works a lot. He works more than 40 hours a week.
Okay.
So, and like he tells me, he's like, I work like all day, and I barely have a day off, and I just come home and I'm so tired, and I just want to like maybe squeeze in an hour of watching an anime or playing a game, and then I pass out and get up and go to work again. And I'm like, I'm sorry. So he's very busy. And I think he usually works Fridays. That's the only reason he hasn't been on the show in a while. So
Okay.
we miss you, Greg, if you're listening out there, and we love you.
So what's this Tales of Vysteria bullshit, man? Like, I don't even know what this is.
Zysteria? I don't even know how you say it properly. I didn't even see this.
You're probably
How
right.
did I miss this?
Exilia. That's how you say it.
Exilia? No, it's not. I don't care what Colin says. It's Zilia. Like they never say the word in the game
Sure,
at
yeah.
any point.
Oh,
So
okay.
So it's like, is it Exilia? Is it Zilia? I don't know, and I've heard like PR refer to it as both. So I have no idea. So they announced the English, or that the North American Western release of Tales of Hysteria is coming over this fall. Looks like, and we'll have a Japanese voice track for the first time in the Tales series ever. I think they added the Japanese voice track for the re-release of Tales of Symphonia on PS3, but. I don't. Yeah, I don't. This is not a common practice with the Tales series, which is odd. I don't know why. I don't know if there's a particular reason why, but I always appreciate the Tales English localization. It is disappointing. I was hoping it would come out kind of sooner, because they were toting like, hey, this will come out really close with the Western date to the Eastern date, which was January. But it's coming out this fall. Still within a year, so I can't complain really. Very excited.
I hope for their sake that they need fall by like August and not like September.
Yeah. I mean, especially not like.
I mean, for your sake at least, I should say.
Yeah, so I have time to play it before like Metal Gear Solid 5 comes out, and I never talk to anyone again.
Oh, that comes. When does?
September 1st.
September. Okay.
Yeah, I believe. It is early September if it's not the 1st.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is the last great PS3 game as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I guess Persona 5 is also coming out on PS3, but everyone's getting that on PS4. I don't know what these kids are doing, not buying their hot new systems. Yeah, I'm excited. Tony, are you at all excited?
Yeah.
I do like the pregnant waiting time of just like
pregnant waiting time.
Yeah.
What?
Pregnant pause.
Pregnant pause.
Of Tony just like he clicks it and he's just like leaning in real slow. It's just like yes.
Get my heavy breathing out of the way.
Take a nice deep breath before you unmute that microphone.
I'll talk to this asshole again.
What the hell is Star Ocean 5? Is there legitimately going to be a new Star Ocean game?
That was the whole teaser, yes.
Okay, I missed some stuff, clearly. Some Japanese announcements.
And that's pretty much all it is. Star Ocean 5. I didn't know we had any history of Star Ocean. So.
Yeah. I mean, Greg likes that one terrible Star Ocean game, but he's not here to defend it. So there you go.
Oh, so it's terrible. End of story. Done.
Oh, it's the worst game. I think it's Star Ocean 2 for the PS2, maybe.
Oh
god, it's terrible. Star Wars Battlefront, the DICE video game, is coming out on the 17th of November this year, which I think is awesome. They released here's this in-game trailer. It's all in-game captured footage, and it's just it's pretty much just a CG trailer. It's running in engine or whatever, but it's no first-person perspective. It's no actual gameplay. It's just a couple stormtroopers. They speed around on speeder bikes. They get shot. They blow up an AT-AT, and then Darth Vader shows up, and it's cool. So it looks like a Star Wars Battlefront game. They did say they came out with some details on it, which is that it spans across 4 planets. There's not going to be any prequel stuff or space battles, so that's good, I guess, for me. And there will be a free DLC that comes out within the first month or something for anyone who pre-orders it, which is the Battle of Jakku, which is if you've watched that latest The Force Awakens trailer, you can see kind of the aftermath of that fight. So it's kind of like a weird tie-in. It's issue to the new Star Wars movie, which I think is actually really cool.
Promotional thing, which makes sense,
Totally.
Everyone's getting excited.
The game comes out just a month before that movie comes out, which is good. And it looks good. It graphically it looks great from that whatever trailer. Apparently, people saw some actual footage of it, and it looks cool. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I'm very interested, but I feel cheated. I want to see what that game looks like when you're playing. It's not some in-game footage or in-engine footage, I should say. And they're probably, I guess, saving that for E3. So because EA probably is going to have a conference where they say they're working on a bunch of stuff again, and this is all they'll have. That's what I'm getting from this. And
Does
Same
it bother
trailers.
you that it doesn't have a campaign?
no, that doesn't bother me at all.
Cool.
Like, it didn't bother me that Titanfall didn't have a campaign. Although I think they could have done something really cool with it, but when I play Star Wars Battlefront, like, I played the Battlefront 2 campaign, and it's just whatever. It's totally...
Oh, so it did used to have campaigns. I thought this was a thing that like Battlefront games never had campaigns. I thought it was an all multiplayer game. That's what I thought.
Like it had a campaign, but it was more like you're doing this section of the multiplayer, and then you're doing this section of the multiplayer.
Yeah.
And you're back to this section of the multiplayer.
The first one did not have a campaign. Star Wars Battlefront did not. And then Star Wars Battlefront 2 did have like a 15-mission story mode that was barely a story. To be fair, I played that on PSP, so I didn't really have a good idea of what the fuck was happening because I'm just looking at this weird thing. And yeah, so there's going to be like a series of co-op or single-player missions that you can play in this. But I don't know. It doesn't really make a difference to me. That game does shine when it's multiplayer madness in a Battlefield kind of way with Star Wars characters.
Yeah, I think this is like DICE playing to their strength. Like this is weirdly like I think the most careful I've ever seen like EA been with a game so far. Yeah. They seem like this is one they just will not, or at least they're trying not to fuck up, like in any way, shape, or form. Especially
after Battlefield Hardline, which wasn't broken, but it was just a very poorly timed release, I think. And yeah, it's exciting at the very least. I am excited for what could very well be a good Star Wars video game, since the Bounty Hunter one that was not good, but I liked on the GameCube.
On the GameCube.
Star Wars Bounty Hunter. You play as Jango Fett.
Okay.
God, it's terrible. But it's like this weird third-person shooter where you can like capture and bounty people, I guess. It's weird. Dead or Alive. Yeah, it was cool. It sounds good. They're not doing any of the prequel stuff. It's across 4 planets, which doesn't seem like a lot, but as long as there's kind of multiple levels across those, this could be fine. Hoth is one of them. We're set. We're good. Tony, I guess you added this.
He did. He doesn't know about it.
Tony, such a disappointment.
Well then, Jesus.
Crypt of the Necrodancer, which was one of your favorite games from last year, Tony, comes out of early access next week.
That's right, Game of the Year material right there.
Comes out legit. This could be the year that Crypt of the Necrodancer truly shines, truly dances its way into our hearts. I'm sorry.
Maybe. It's a good game.
Before we started, Nabishin, you kind of wanted to bring this up. Just trailers in general. Talk about them.
Did I say that?
Yes,
it's just because there was like a bunch of trailers.
Yeah.
Not quite all of them game related.
Not all of them game related, which is fine. There were some interesting trailers. Batman versus Superman trailer.
Batman v Superman. Not even versus, just V.
Dawn of Justice.
Oh,
Did you watch
God.
this Allie?
Yes.
What did you think of the
first of all,
trailer?
it was just like the teaser trailer, right? We're not talking about the actual trailer that was leaked.
Well, that's out
did
now.
You guys see that
they
one?
put that out today.
Oh, okay. So I didn't see that one. That was out today.
Okay.
Because all I did today was write my exam and then come here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't seen that one.
Hey, I watched some nice.
So describe it to me.
Off-screen footage of that someone like took on their phone.
So
right.
like a higher version of it is out now.
Yeah,
they
put it out for real now.
Sure.
Because it leaked. They were just like, hey.
Yeah.
Go watch it. So
right.
The setup. IMAX tickets. What?
Yeah. The setup is like.
I was like, this is just going too far. This is going too far, Zack Snyder.
You want to go to an IMAX theater and watch a trailer?
Yeah. So
2 minutes of your life you'll never get back. That was
just,
stupid.
just really weird, just really weird. This whole movie, it just scares me because
Because it's a nightmare waiting to happen.
yeah, because it's all my favorite characters, like my dearly beloved characters thrown into one movie. That's just gonna be a complete nightmare.
It's gonna be a mess, is what it's gonna be.
I know.
It's
It just makes me so sad. It's like, oh God.
so the trailer, right? You got this commentary going on. I don't know who was talking, but yeah, because again, I only watched this kind of low resolution one.
Sure.
And you see a couple shots. You see shots of people, then you see a shot of the Metropolis, the guy holding the big ball, and it says
Right.
"False God" in the big
Oh
red letters.
my. Okay. Okay. So they're talking about
Uh,
Superman.
So yeah, because they're talking about the commentary is like talking about how one person with so much power is so dangerous.
Sure. Okay. Not bad.
And then you see a shot of Ben Affleck. He's got a nice butt chin. He's a very handsome man, and
Right.
I do enjoy me some Affleck.
Yeah.
And then you get a shot, the kind of like that teaser that they put out.
Yeah.
at
The teaser.
Comic-Con,
Just,
whatever,
yeah.
of them kind of staring each other down. Ben Affleck's wearing the bat suit as well as armor on top of that. His eyes are glowing white. And
Okay.
it's like raining, thunderstorm. You see Superman in the sky. He comes down on the ground. And he's like looking at Batman, and he's like in this weird like robotic vocalizer type thing. It's not like he wasn't doing a voice like the horrible voice that Christian Bale was doing.
Christian Bale. Right.
Yeah. He wasn't going that far,
Sure.
but it was like something projecting his voice. And he's like, "Do you bleed? You will." And then it cuts to black.
Oh shit.
It was much more dramatic than that. I assure
Right.
you.
No, but it
Uh,
still sounds a little like all right.
It was a good trailer, whatever.
Sure.
Didn't tell you really anything about the movie. It tells
Mhm.
you what it's going to be about, which is like there's clearly this dude who's got too much power, and now we've got Batman who thinks he's probably got to take him down.
Right.
And that's
It's
cool.
just yeah, it is. It is cool, but it just sucks. It just sucks because there's no lead up. Like we had a mediocre like Superman movie, and then now we have this, which is like supposed to be like again, obvious. It's obvious, they're trying to chart the course that Marvel did, but they're doing it without a plan, without the foresight that Marvel had, and they're just shoving everything in, and now like. Because we didn't even really get to see like a good Superman. So now Superman is just relegated to a side story in Batman's nice little Caped Crusader life. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, I totally agree. It is a train wreck waiting to happen. I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, let's introduce a new Batman, a new actor as Batman, and like a whole kind of probably a new premise for Batman, or just like a different, probably darker or less dark tone, and have you kind of get accustomed to the character and how Affleck does the character, and have a Superman movie at the same time. And also
and
have
plus, there's Lex Luthor, there's Wonder Woman. It's just
Cyborg, Aquaman.
There's just so many. There's everybody. Yeah, exactly. Like. Because we don't get to know like each individual, like each character independently, and there's like so much interesting stuff going on, which is what Marvel did really well. They had this whole big lead up, and everyone knows those individual characters, like independently, or at least they could have had the option to, but now they're just forcing everyone in together.
Yeah, it's nice because I recently watched the Avengers this week because I was like, I watched the movie Hulk from 2003. If you're familiar with this movie, it's not good.
Okay, I've never seen it, but I heard that it wasn't.
It's real bad. The Incredible Hulk from 2008 is great.
I love that movie.
Yeah, super good.
Okay.
Ed Norton is the best Bruce Banner in my opinion.
Okay.
But Hulk from 2003, not good. And I watched that. I'm like, now I have to watch a good Hulk movie. So I watched the Avengers, which is quite possibly the best Hulk movie.
Yeah, and not that I know anything about other Hulk movies, but like Hulk in that movie was so great. Like the Avengers was just so great.
And it was weird watching that movie again because Thor just shows up at one point. They don't ever introduce him. I'm like, oh yeah, they can just do that because, like you watch the movies, you know who all these characters are.
Yeah, exactly.
So they don't have to spend time introducing them. They just have to introduce them to each other,
Right.
which is cool.
Yeah, and then, like the dynamics and like let the complexities of like everything play out without having like with having a pre-established like journey of each character before then. Yeah,
Okay.
I just watched the trailer like on silent. Yeah, you know.
And you're like,
Yeah, again, because they've given me like obviously I'm invested in these characters. Like I love DC and I love Superman. Superman's like my favorite hero, and then Batman. There's a very like I love him and hate him relationship with him just because everyone loves Batman so much and people look at me weird when I say like Superman's my hero. They're like, oh my god, what the heck? But no, he's fine in the corner. But they've given me no reason to care.
Yeah.
Really, they gave me a Superman movie that wasn't even really about Superman, and then they've given me this. So like, why?
that's the
why
best
do I
way to describe Man
care?
of Steel.
It was like it had like.
Yeah.
Now, Michelle, what do you think of this Batman versus Superman trailer?
Superman.
Superman. I've been trying to hold myself back from saying it.
I don't know, man. Like, I just see something. I just see something just being made, but like nothing that there's no build up
There's no
for
heart.
me. Yeah, this is just feels empty. It feels like something it seems very corporate, if that makes sense.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah, it does because it's a corporate reaction to what Marvel had put a lot of heart into and had thought out, and this is just like, oh, okay, they're doing this, so we kind of have to now.
Like-
It's kind of the same way I feel about like not that it's the same thing, but like kind of why I've never really gotten to watching the Amazing Spider-Man movies. 'Cause I just never took the time to do it. It just like I just felt like just a too fast type of thing. It's like why is this starting? Like we already had this we already had something like give us time, give us space or something like that. Now they'll just throw us into this and that's exactly what they're doing. So like I don't know. This is something I'm not interested that much. So. And being someone who really didn't like Man of Steel, and I don't know.
For me, like looking at this, I'm like, this trailer looks okay. That's fine. But all I can see is another Zack Snyder movie, and I don't think Zack Snyder should be making this movie.
No.
Or Justice League, which he's been signed on to direct as well, apparently.
Like basically, if you want to see like what a Marvel Cinematic Universe type of DC type of venture is, just like watch Justice League. Watch Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, watch Superman and
Wait, one
Batman
second.
the Animated Series,
I'm doing something right now.
and then you'll
Sorry.
get a. You're fine. Just watch those two animated series, and they lead into Justice League.
You cannot get any better than that. Like
Yeah.
Marvel can't even do that for me. Like there was something about like watching from a kid to the point of I was a teenager from watching Batman the Animated Series and Superman, even somewhat Static Shock, and then like Justice League and then Justice League Unlimited. That arc is just like amazing to me, and like you can't get something like, and even if it was so unintentional at first, like it just became something that's like one of the best things I've ever seen.
It's like the first time Superman shows up in Batman the Animated Series, you're like, oh, I guess this can just happen. This is cool. And I like this. And like same with Batman and Superman the Animated Series and stuff. And it just organically led into Justice League. Like that first episode of Justice League feels like an episode of one of those series, and then it becomes its own thing. So
Right. Yeah.
in other trailer news, there was a Star Wars trailer. Did anybody watch this?
That everyone freaked out. No, I don't like know anything about Star Wars.
Yeah, same here.
There are three good Star Wars movies.
I do know that. I do know that the ever-present like cultural conflict between the first three and then the last three that everyone flips out over and loses their mind. I do know that.
There's this one scene in Attack of the Clones, which is the second prequel movie, where Anakin is describing sand.
Okay.
And it's just like that actor. Do you remember his name? Or anybody? Like
Why
Hayden
would I want to
Christensen.
remember?
Yes,
it?
yes. Hayden. I was about to say Christian Hayden, but it's yeah.
Christian Haydenson.
Christian Haydenson. He's apparently he's good in movies, but he's just the worst in Attack of the Clones, and Jumper if you want to go out and see that one. He's
Yeah,
not
I
very
saw
good
that
in it.
one. That wasn't very good.
There's just like he's like holding sand, and he's talking to his to-be wife. He's just like, I've always hated sand. It's coarse and hard and irritating. And I was like, I was hanging out with my roommate last night, and we were watching the IGN Rewind Theater for the new movie, like the trailer for Force Awakens. And
Sure.
I'm like, and we're feeling good. I'm like, cause like I'm still skeptical about that movie, but I'm feeling a little bit better after this trailer. It made me feel good and a little bit hopeful, a new hope, if I may. And then after we watched that like 25-minute rewind there, I'm like, oh, Ethan, don't go yet. And I just pulled up that video of like, it's coarse and hard. He's like a defender of the trilogy. He's like, they're not that bad. And I just showed him that scene like 3 times over and over again. It's like, this movie's fucking terrible, isn't it? It's the worst movie, isn't it? So, yeah, it looks pretty good. Like I have to remain skeptical because if it's bad, like then I won't be that burned, and I just won't go see the other ones.
Also,
So.
try to get Brian Altano and be like, "Oh, I told
I
you
mean,
it was gonna
at
be
the very
bad."
least-
But J.J. Abrams is directing it, right?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the very least, they're continuing it instead of trying to ground up again.
Yeah.
Usually what happens when they try and ground up again? They
Yeah,
get through 3, maybe 4 movies, and then somebody else goes, you know, I can ground up again this better.
And then they
Oh, that's a
reboot
good point.
Spider-Man.
That's a good point, yeah.
And then there's Amazing Spider-Man, and now there's gonna be a new Spider-Man.
Oh God, Spider-Man.
No, you're right, Scott, and that definitely helps because there's something that's familiar about this, something that I remember liking as opposed to the trilogies, which the prequel trilogy, and that's a nightmare. But you see this Jakku desert planet. You see you see the 3 new cast members, and they look really good. I like the look of them.
Right.
And it just sounds really cool. I'm down. Tony, wait for it. There it is. When you hear the static come back in background noise, you're like, oh, I know he's leaning in. Did you watch any of these trailers? Or you
I was just hoping to like make it take longer.
Yeah.
I guess the background noise is kind of messing it up.
Yeah, it reveals you. It's like you coming out of the shadows.
That background noise is why I'm muted in the first place. So.
Yeah, I know. That and your ferocious typing on your keyboard.
Yeah, it's really loud, right?
Just like the angry. It's like, how mechanical can I get?
Really mechanical.
Yeah, I mean, Allie, you should watch the Star Wars movies. They're pretty good. Like,
Yeah, I should watch them. I mean, it's kind of weird that I haven't ever watched them, but
Don't
I
feel
don't know,
weird
because
about it.
at
I
the
just
same
watched the
time, they're
recent
so
movie.
old you might cringe
Yeah.
at some of the stuff.
okay.
Yeah, like, the old ones have some cringeworthy moments, but they got fun.
It's a movie that you should watch with like a group of friends. It's like like just a movie night. That's how I did it. Because
Sure.
I've seen them when I was like younger, like when they used to come on TV stuff like that. But I never really watched like the whole series. Like just sat down, just like actually paid attention to them. And I did it with a group of friends, my best friends. So like that made them like more tolerable when y'all got through the prequels, and like he tries to describe love and stuff like that. So
Right.
another great
Oh, my.
Oh god damn. Yeah. I gotta watch. I said to Damien, another good friend of mine, he's never watched the Star Wars movie. And I said to Ethan, I said we should just do a roommate's commentary of Attack of the Clones and give Damien no context. Just be like, you want to see a terrible movie and we'll do a funny commentary of it?
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we'll do it. So that might happen soon. I think that wraps up trailers. There were also some good video game trailers, like the Tales of Zestiria one. Be excited for that game, not the Battlefront one. We can just roll right on through since we don't have any.
Right on
emails.
through to the other side.
Yeah.
Break 2.
Break on through. No break two. That weird that rhymed with me. I'm sorry.
Mewtwo
And Mewtwo. Oh yeah, Mewtwo came out. I played him.
plays
That's
like
what
GameCube Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Plays
He
like
seems
Lucario.
Yeah, he's cool. Mewtwo and Smash Brothers. I like that they're doing DLC. Except like they have this 8-message introduction to how DLC is going to work for Smash Brothers, and it's the most hard to understand shit that they've ever put out on Nintendo devices. It's like if you buy the Wii U 3DS bundle, you'll get a download code for the 3DS, which you can redeem on your 3DS by going to the eShop in your 3DS. But you have to bring up the code on your Wii U eShop. And I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? That's all real. That's all how that works. Also. We didn't get any emails this week, but if you'd like to send us some, you can send them to mailsack@irrationalpassions.com. That's mailsack@irrationalpassions.com. And you can also leave us a voicemail at 404-590-1337. Standard and long distance fees do apply. You can follow each of us on Twitter. I'm at AlfWinter27. Scott is at WhatTechuz. Nobishin's at NABESHIN 186. That's Nobishin 186. And Tony's at Tony Horvath. All one word. Allie, you are at That Little Fly. All one
Yes.
word as well. Some other stuff. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. It helps us out a lot. Follow the show and the site on Twitter at IrrationalPod. Go to VGEvo.com. Check out the cool podcast network there that we are a part of. And go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/IrrationalPassions. Watch Waffles versus Pancakes there. Show I do with Brant Range. There was no episode this week because my computer exploded. And it'd be weird if Nobishin sat in for me for episode 2. Of the real show at least. But we'll get you on at some point, Nobishin. We'll have a good time. Of course, tell your friends about the show. Word of mouth is the best way to spread the love. Allie, if people want to hear more of you, and I don't understand why they wouldn't, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at That Little Fly. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me, too, if you just want to tweet at me. Like, I'm always on Twitter. If you want to check out my writings about quantum mechanics or environmental science, you can go to thatlittlefly.com. And if you want to check out my ongoing Let's Play of Bloodborne, you can search That Little Fly and find out my YouTube channel.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good Let's Play of Bloodborne. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I especially enjoy the parts where you get stuck because those are the most entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's about everything. Please go check out Allie's stuff. And anything Irrational Passions you need, irrationalpassions.com is of course where to go. So normally at the end here we have like a little closing topic that's kind of off topic, not about video games, but Nobishin has brought it upon himself to list off his top 10 games of the generation of last generation.
Yeah. So if you,
Yes.
yes. So if you don't know, for the next couple of weeks, all of us here at Irrational Passions are just gonna do like a quick top 10 of our games of the generation, and like around at the end we'll just like tally up all the numbers to see like what wins after that. But whatever. This is just announcing what we loved and just like just want to bring a little bit of sunshine to those games from yesteryear that we felt so passionately about, almost irrationally.
Almost.
Almost.
And just want to like let people know about it. Feel free to interrupt me because I'm just gonna like talk about some of this stuff and like if you want to know more about why I liked it, just let me know. Just some quick honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list, and it's a terrible thing that they didn't make it, but oh well. Asura's
Fuck 'em,
Wrath.
they're garbage.
Whatever. Asura's Wrath. I love that game.
I can't believe that didn't make the list.
It was so close, dude. That was like my last cut, but like yeah, that game. That game's gives me so much enjoyment playing through that.
Yeah.
The Last of Us, another good one that didn't quite make it for me.
God damn it.
That's
All right, no, keep talking. If you stop
Okay.
talking now, I'm just gonna get angrier.
Yeah, okay. Catherine. It's another that didn't quite make it. Even though I'm replaying through it again, I still really love that game. Super Mario Galaxy. That game is like one of the best platformers out there, so check that out. Red Dead Redemption. I fucking love that game. I really need to replay through that again too. I just need to get around to it, but I highly recommend it to anyone.
But it didn't make the cut?
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption didn't quite make it.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really good. And Disgaea 2. That's just another one that's personally just like one of my favorites. So let's get through this. Like number 10.
Okay.
Number 10 is the No More Heroes series. But out of the two games of that came out, it's the first one that I would say is my most favorite. That game was just like super unique when it came out. It first came out on the Wii. It was like the first game that really used the motion controls into like a more fun, interesting way, like having the Wiimote be your cell phone and like uh just like like using wrestling moves by using the motions and this sort of like new ways to play that game for like having a Wii console. But yeah, Travis Touchdown is like one of my favorite video game characters ever. Like he just symbolized at the time at my age at that time what I was. It's like being just like a complete anime obsessed fan, and it's like pretty much the story with Travis Touchdown. Like he just found like his beam saber on eBay and just bought it and he's like, oh, I'm just gonna be a bounty hunter, and he killed like one of the top 10 bounty hunters and he's like, oh, I just want to be number one, and then he just went to go just to be number one after that. So like I don't know, it's just a dumb interesting concept that like I just love.
He was number one.
Oh, you're smart.
I know. I try.
Oh,
I mean, my hot SpongeBob SquarePants references.
What's his name?
I can't, dude. Ethan knows it by heart. I can't. Schmorty Worgenman Vengeance.
So maybe Wordyman Jensen.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah.
I fucking
Good job,
know.
Alex. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, number 9. That would be the Uncharted series.
But there's only one correct Uncharted.
Yes, and obviously it's number 2.
Obviously.
Yes, like there's stuff about 3 that I really really did enjoy more than 2. It's like it is more character stuff about like Drake as a person and like how he feels about these people and how he gets so into what he loves that like he kind of neglects the other things that he loves, and he has to put a good balance onto that. But like 2 is just amazing. That just the jump from 1 to 2 is just like something that like I feel like most games don't really even have that jump, like other than like something like Metal Gear to Metal Gear 2 or something like that. It's like those like wow, like I can't believe like you're able to do this, and like what I saw from what it was before, what it is now, is like it's almost like a completely different game. Yeah, Uncharted 2 is amazing. Like I just love the story, I love the characters. I love Elena, I love Sully, I love Nate, I love Chloe. They're all just like great characters. I feel Flynn's even a great character.
Even though he's a jerk.
Yeah, and he's like just a great douchebag.
He's a lovable rogue. Is that? Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. 8. That would be the Batman Arkham series. And the right answer for that is Arkham City.
So good.
Yes. There's nothing. There's so much. I felt like Batman Arkham City like was one of the most perfect games that ever came out. Like for the last, that game was just like top to bottom, just like one of the best games ever. For the time at least, or even now, like I feel like there's just stuff about that, like storytelling wise, and like just thinking about like they got like Mark Hamill and they got Kevin Conroy just to do those voices again, just to bring back even that old nostalgia, just to bring that back and just like just have this like phenomenal game series just come out of it, just amazing, and City's just like just top to bottom, like it's like one of the most finest things out there, and like it's so City is so good, it makes me just question if like Night can be that good again as far as cities, like can it even reach that level again? But like hopefully it can. I'm still like cautiously optimistic for that game, so like yeah, I just can't wait for that game either. But yeah, City, Arkham City is great.
Yes, I agree.
Number 7 would be like the Ratchet and Clank Future series. My favorite being Crack in Time. I just feel like that's like the best one of those type of games as far as like 3D platformers is concerned. Not like in the Mario sense, but like in a Sly Cooper or a Jack and Dexter type of way. A Crack in Time is like just amazing top to bottom. It's like it's so good that like it's like it's almost insane no one has made another game like that since. Like even though I did like Sly Cooper a decent time, like it didn't really reach where a Crack in Time was. I feel like that's like the standard what there's games have to be. That's the line it has to cross as far as like what those type of games have to be like achieve that greatness, to be like on a AAA type of level.
It's funny because there was a trilogy of the Future series, Ratchet and Clank Future series, and there was a trilogy of the original Ratchet and Clank series, because like Ratchet Deadlocked wasn't specifically Ratchet and Clank, where it was like Ratchet and Clank, then Going Commando, then Up Your Arsenal. Up Your Arsenal was kind of like, it was very clearly the apex of that series. Like, it was an evolution, and it made sense how they got there. And A Crack in Time felt the same way. Like, they just kept getting better. There was Tools of Destruction, Quest for Booty, and then A Crack in Time. And it was like all the things that they added and changed in the Future series, they perfected in that game, or at least achieved the best they could get out of it. So,
Indeed. Yeah, that game's really good. I really need to play through that again. Number 6 is the Portal series. That's 1 and 2. So like my favorite would be being 2. There's nothing I could really say enough about this game. Like Portal is such a weird thing too. It's like it was the thing that everyone was talking about, but like I didn't have a PC or an Xbox at the time, so I didn't quite understand it. Then Portal Still Alive came out on Xbox Live Arcade. I played that and loved it, and then like getting Portal 2 on my PS3 later on, having that Steam key for the PC version for free. That was a weird incentive. And then like PSN going down, so I couldn't play online because that was around that time. But yeah, that game has like so many good memories and so many great moments with like Wheatley and GLaDOS and even Shell, like in a weird way, like knowing about her is like just like really interesting stuff. Like that game just has like so many great moments. Like it's hard to count, and it's some of the best puzzle solving too. Like that I think like because of Portal 2, I got into games like the Swapper and like games of that kind. Just like just good puzzle games that like that are like they're obvious but like not so obvious, but they're obvious but challenging, and like when you solve it you feel like the smartest person ever. So like I think Portal's like the apex of that.
yeah, it's a good pick.
Yeah. 5 is Valkyria Chronicles. That's a great
Fuck
game.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, like I just got that game on a whim too, because like I remember getting that game, Dragon Ball Adventure on the DS, and because it was a Dragon Ball game, I had to buy it. I was at that point in my life.
We know
And-
who you are.
And then like I went to like an anime convention afterwards, so yeah, that's where I was in my life at that time. But like Valkyria Chronicles, like that, there's a weird arc with that in me and VG, but it was like like I love that game so much, but I didn't feel like most people didn't play it, so I started this whole contest, and I just like I was like my favorite podcast, like Welcome to the Good Interactive Attractions, PlayStation Nation, and like 360 Nation, I believe. And like I was saying like, hey, just do this contest, and like first one to be Valkyria Chronicles, I'll give you like a free game or something, or like or no, I will buy a collector's edition for you. I just felt like doing that because I just want more people to play that game. And then Chris from Interactive Distractions beat that game. And that's one of his favorite series. Now I got him into that, and the funny thing about that too, when he beat that game at that time, like I was still stuck on chapter 7, I believe. So like, I didn't even beat that game yet. So I was like, oh, Chris beat it, I guess I should beat it. And then I beat it, and then like right before I beat it,
good.
yeah, it's so good, and like it's so funny too, because like I still remember to this day like Greg Miller's like Valkyria Chronicles 2 review. And I get spoiled wanting like the big twist at the end. You remember that?
I have to watch this review.
Yeah, look,
just so I know.
Yeah, like it's not that big of a deal, but like it's kind of a big deal because you went like it's just a twist that like I guess you wouldn't really know or wouldn't really think about, and then it like happens like, oh, okay, wow, that's weird, and then like yeah, but like yeah, that game's amazing. I still that game just tugs on my heartstrings, and like it's just, it has such great mechanics, like and I just there's no other games like that really. Like yes, there's XCOM and like stuff at that ilk, and even Codename Steam is like pretty much that game again. But like it's just like the characters of Elise and Wilkins and like East and like all these characters. Like this is a really impactful story, and I just loved it, top to bottom.
It portrays war in a very good way. It does it well.
Yeah, like
not a lot of games do that.
Yeah, kind of like almost like the same tones as like Valiant Hearts, but like this a little bit more carefree because like it's still like in a game, and it's like kind of animation at times. Not super not super Japanese, but like it's mostly just realistic the entire time. Like they have like a swimsuit scene in that game.
Of
So
course.
yeah, 'cause, why not? But like you know, whatever. Yeah, I love that game. 4 is The World Ends with You. Um,
That counts as this generation?
yeah,
DS.
yes,
Shit.
bro.
Scott's like, I know what my number one's gonna be.
That'd be my number one. Definitely gonna be on the list.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That game.
Playing it, Alex.
Leave me alone.
That game is just amazing to me. It's just flat out amazing. It's like that's where a game that's even like had the balls to actually just like play as two people at the same time and like try to get too used to our battle system. And it's pretty much just like they're telling you just get used to it. And like I did, and then like I just really got into it, and like that game is just fantastic. I just love that game. Neku can be grating at times at the beginning, but like seeing his growth from like being the quote unquote evil character to like someone who's like you could depend on, and like someone who's like actually wants to beat this game. And considering that game has like ended like it's like 3 times or 3 or 4 times. Yeah, it is like 4 times in that game.
Mm-hmm.
But like yeah, that game's is great.
3 times.
Well, there's like that secret ending at the end with like that whole side story with like with the pins.
Oh yeah, that's true. Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
so-
hold on. Like side story? Like after you beat, do you take what's his face down with beat?
Yeah, like after you beat the main boss, like there's a story after that where just like pretty much you're just doing like it's about doing that more of the that pin battle game and like
Oh,
yeah, it's just some dumb side story because like you'll see Beat and Shiki they don't even like reference like what just happened to them and stuff like that. So yeah, but
yeah, that's right. I remember some of that. I
yeah,
don't think I finished that all the way through because I was like, I'm gonna go take down this boss again.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I 100%ed that game. Like I went back, I got like all the stars, I found all those missing pigs, I found all the noises in that game. Yeah, and like there has to be something special about an RPG that makes you 100% it. So like yeah, like that was just one of them.
Hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, that's that game.
Does there need to be a sequel?
No.
There doesn't need to be a sequel. What
But you
they need to do, however, is they need to bring that idea, at least of the top and down character interaction in a DS game again. Or at the very least, it wouldn't be off-putting if the game ran again.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Like
Number 3. Let's we should keep moving.
Like a Danganronpa 2 kind of deal.
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
3
is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
Damn. It's the only Kingdom Hearts game that came out in that generation.
No.
So.
No?
Oh yeah, I
Drop
guess
Distance?
Dream Drop. No, not Dream Drop Distance. Oh yeah, the
358 or 358 or
358.
recoded.
Oh yeah, Dream Drop Distance doesn't count as that generation, does it?
No, that's 3DS.
No. Yeah, just the ending alone. That's all I have to say. Like the secret ending, when I got that, when I fucking put 150 hours just to get that secret ending after all that hard shit after buying lingering Benitez and like who eventually be young Xehanort. That was such a trial, but I worked for that, and like I haven't done that. That was like I think that was the first Kingdom Hearts game. I just worked for that secret ending because like I did everything on hard. I got all those trophies in the game. I worked for that game, and it's like I got that, and it was so satisfying seeing that ending. Yeah, there's nothing more I can say about that because like that ending just like made everything that I did just like worth it, and it's like that's why I was kind of discouraged about the like Daisy collection. It's like, oh man, I have to redo this all again. Like I just can't.
Yeah.
But like but yeah, 3.
It's good.
I love
It's
Kingdom
good.
Hearts. Yeah. 2 is Bayonetta. Bayonetta's great. It's fantastic. It's one of the best character action games ever made. 2 is better as far as gameplay. 1 has got the better like better characterization of Bayonetta. It's kind of hard going back to playing it after playing Bayonetta 2 because Bayonetta 2 plays so much more better. But like there's just like a feeling in like the way this Bayonetta moves and like just the presentation of that game, even though like it's not as shiny and colorful as Bayonetta 2. Like there's something unique about Bayonetta 1 that makes like, yeah, this is the first game. This is like super unique. This is something that like you don't really get out of video games that often, I should say. And like and the attention to detail and stuff like that. Bayonetta is just like an awesome game. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And one is the Mass Effect series. Favorite one being Mass Effect 2.
You didn't give me a chance to guess it. Damn it.
I'm sorry.
We all
It's
knew what
Shovel
it
Knight,
was,
Scott.
so I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Shovel Knight.
No, yeah, we all knew.
Yeah. Mass Effect 2 is my favorite. There's like Mass Effect 2, like it's just it's everything. It's everything to me. Like it's so fucking good. It's like
I liked Mass Effect 1 better than 2.
Oh, I don't discourage you for that. I do not discourage you for that. There's stuff about Mass Effect 1 that's like you can just see what that game was trying to be that they lost in the sequels. Like, you know, like going to different worlds and the inventory management, even the dialogue in that game. Like you could talk people out of general conversations instead of like going to like your color coded like get out of jail free card stuff like with the red and blue and the sequels.
Exactly.
Like you could like actually talk to Rex and like you know, just talk him down as far as like not having to kill him instead of like, you know, going to like Paragon or Renegade or
Right.
options. But like it's just like what Mass Effect 2 just like brings everything from that game over for me, and like just like I think it's mostly the fact that like everything that I did, because I did so much in Mass Effect 1, and then when I went to 2, and it's like every like little thing, like I talked to Conrad Werner, oh he's my super fan, oh yeah, go away, yeah, and then I see him in the sequel, and he's like, hey Shepard, remember me? I'm like, oh yeah, I do remember you, you're the guy I talked to, and it's like just stuff like that, and then just that feeling of like this with the suicide mission and meeting all these characters, eventually getting Romance Tally. It's just like this stuff like that is just like that series. That's the series in general. Like Mass Effect 2 is my favorite, but like just 1, 2, and 3, just going through that entire series, there's nothing like that for me. Like yes, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix is my favorite game of all time, but like as far as like a complete series of like something just like one like I feel is almost flawless. Like there is problems, and 3 is probably like the worst, the most egregious of that of certain things as far as like just like side mission stuff and just like this little oversights I feel like that game did, but like just the Mass Effect series to me is like one of the best things that ever came out in video games, and like with the sequel coming out, like I know it's not the same. I just hope it's something new and hoping it could at least like reach those levels again. With whatever the next Mass Effect game is going to be, or for the next gen consoles, but like you know, I'm just waiting for like that HD collection so I can just replay it again. Even though I'm replaying it now just because I love it so much. But like I put over like 700 hours in that entire series altogether, and I'll fucking do it again.
Yeah, Mass Effect is something like no other, and it's weird because no one has done it like Mass Effect has done it. Dragon Age tried. The Dragon Age is, you know, you play a different person every game, and it's not Mass Effect. It didn't do what Mass did, which was make you a character in a world, in a universe, and make you make a difference. So.
Do you think they're gonna try and do that with Dragon Age Inquisition? Like, do you think they're gonna keep the Inquisitor?
If they will make another Dragon Age game, but
They're probably going to change the main character again.
I think like they kind of ended an arc of what was happening with Inquisition, from what I understand.
Yeah,
So-
but they did set up like, oh, like, you know, like what's next for the Inquisition, like like, you know, at the end there's like, oh, like, and then throughout the whole story they're kind of like hinting that, okay, you've gained power, now what are you going to do with it? What are all the next challenges? Like, what is going to face? So I don't know. It could be.
I don't know either. I mean, they kind of did the same thing with Hawk and the Warden
Okay.
as well. So
Right. So that doesn't necessarily mean.
yeah, I feel like they've trapped themselves at this point where they could make another game because the Inquisition came out so early in this console generation. You could port that character over. It's
Right.
still possible, but they've trapped themselves with that franchise of like introducing new characters and new party members and whatnot. We'll see. Who knows? It's a good question. It's a good list, Nobishin. I don't think anyone here is going to argue against Mass Effect as one of the most important games of last generation.
Yeah, yeah. I loved it.
Mm.
Loved it.
And next week I'm going to do mine. I've
No,
been
you're
thinking about
last.
it. I'm
Scott's
last?
Next. Yes.
Okay.
Scott's next.
But like, I'm not going to be ready next week.
We'll make
Tony's
you ready.
next.
Tony will be ready, I'm sure.
Yes.
There you go. He crept out of the shadows real sleuthily that time. There you go. That was our closing topic. Again, we'll do this for the next couple of weeks, and then we'll do something different with our closing topics. Normally they're a little off kilter, but we'll see. That's the show. Thank you, Allie, so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure. You're obviously always welcome back if you ended up having a good time.
I did. It was a great time.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, again, please check out Allie's YouTube channel and read about quantum physics. You might learn a thing. I'm sure I will. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Nobishin, for joining me on this journey with the ship of the imagination. I've been your host, Alex O'Neill. Play your games, stay rational. We'll talk to you guys next week. So
Titles.
we don't stop recording quite yet.
Okay.
One last
Okay.
bit.
I'm going to talk to you about some titles.
Nobshin's been writing titles down at the bottom of the dock this whole episode. To be
Yes,
appropriate for
I've
this.
seen that.
So what we've got: sponge plus starfish equals clam.
What the fuck?
Game and or die. How do babies not work? I wish I could climb a tower. Finish the fight. I know Google hates me. What is he feeling? Ooh, banana. Marriage game plus.
Yeah.
If you like it, you better put a ring on it. Tony's pregnant waiting time. Christian Haderson. Break on through to the other side.
That's a good list. I think game or die should just be game and die. I think that was the true spirit of that.
Sure.
What do you like? Everyone kind of puts in what they like. So is there a particular title, Allie, that sticks out to you?
I like What Is He Feeling? Or Tony's Pregnant Waiting Time. I think those are my top two favorites.
Okay.
I'm definitely for What Is He Feeling?
Tony, what are you feeling?
I'm really feeling it.
Is he? I can't tell. God, Shulk. He's really feeling it. Nobishin?
Sure. What is he feeling?
Alright, it sounds like it.
So really, the title's just going to be someone saying the first part, and then you put in a sound clip of Shulk saying it, and then you put in the second part.
Okay, Tony, you want to say the second part?
I'll say the first part.
No, I will. We have a guest. The guest will.
All right, fair enough.
Allie, can you say this is Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 224?
Okay, this is Irrational Passions Podcast 224.
Good.
What is he feeling, though?
And that's it. You can stop recording.
Okay.
I'll do my editing magic to make that some kind of...
I actually was
kind of
recording
something.
at the right time this time, Alex.
Thank you, Scott. I don't have to hear 20 minutes of you just kind of in the background hanging out.
All right, so let's be real. Who wants to come play audition with me?
I don't want to play audition.
Nope.
To our video viewers, thank you guys so much for watching. We love you guys.